What's going on, everybody? John here with you. It's a Tuesday, October 29, 2024. I got Alec Nava in here. I will get him in a moment. We have a situation out in front of us that the LA Dodgers have a 3-0 lead in this World Series. Now, Alec has talked about this a little bit, and I did as well yesterday in the Game 3, mentioning about the Edmonton Oilers and what happened and how the Florida Panthers kind of just maybe lost a couple games and then it started to snowball, but Florida held on and 1-7. Right now, we're not seeing any of that from the New York Yankees. And as it sits right now, as we look at the lineup construction, we see a Yankees team that still has Aaron Judge batting third in the order. They're not moving Gleyber Torres or Juan Soto. Austin Wells is going to draw in at number 8 instead of Jose Trevino. Again, only small changes for the Dodgers. We'll talk about the pitching matchup in a moment as it's a bullpen day. But Alec, how do you see it? Do you think the World Series is going to end tonight?
There's a very realistic possibility of it ending tonight. The Yankees, as we're seeing it, they feel like they're zombies walking on the streets, and there's just nothing in front of them. And by the time they show up, it's usually over the ninth inning, which they do their magic there. But even so, against this Dodger team, which has usually been good bullpen-wise, it may be considered too little too late if the Yankees don't show up in every other inning that's not the ninth inning. Aaron Judge especially, he's been batting over 100 percentage points below the Mendoza line in this World Series alone. Austin Wells, over 100 percentage points below the Mendoza line the postseason as a whole. There's just nothing from the Yankees, who, by the way, their batting average in this World Series is absolutely pitiful. It's in the 100s range, the high 100s range, not where you want the Bronx Bombers to be. And in a highly anticipated World Series, the Dodgers showcase their might in every which way. And I think this could be continuing to happen.
Is that simply because the Dodgers have just had the harder road in the playoffs between the Padres, who are in the NL West, and then the New York Mets? Or are they just that much better than the Yankees?
Could it be a mixture of both?
Yeah.
The Dodgers have been battle-tested, to be fair. And the team that has the best chance of taking down the Dodgers in the postseason, we can safely say it was the Padres that had the best chance. If you look at it, they have the talent to match up against the Dodgers, the pitching staff to match up against them. They're not scared of them. Yet, scoreless in 24 consecutive innings is not going to help you in any which way. Where was the run support in Game 5 for you, Darvish?
Yeah, that was the big question there, because the Padres could have been a team that got past the Dodgers, but as it stands right now, LA just one win away inside the Bronx. So the Bronx are going to have to counter with Luis Gil or the Yankees, 15-7, 3.50 ERA, 119 WHIP, 77 walks, 171 strikeouts. But he's primarily a three-pitch pitcher and a four-seam slider and changeup between 96 and 87. And Dave Roberts, who saw a little bit of the postgame before we joined in here, had mentioned that it's going to be a start for Ben Kasparius. He's going to be the opener, and then they might mix in Brent Honeywell in the mix of it, but he's not going to use his best relievers for Game 4 if this one gets out of hand. They'll save all that stuff for Game 5 and try to win it on Wednesday if needed.
I would believe that would be the ideal route for Dave Roberts to go. You have your long relievers going early, probably mix in a high leverage reliever in between your long relievers. Say you start with Kasparius, who's been a revelation so far in this postseason. Ever since he stepped in for the injured Michael Grove, he has not allowed a run so far.
That'll be something that we watch. Again, it'll be the first time I get to look at him as well, from a four-seam fastball slider and then a rare curve and cutter. Again, on the last night, as far as the story, it was a little short on my end, but there really wasn't much to talk about, unless you're going to talk about the Dodgers' domination the whole time. But Alex Rodriguez said he would pitch if there was a game 8. I know that was a joke, but Derek Jeter said also that he has a better chance of pitching as he threw the first pitch yesterday than Garrett Cole does today. So that's what they mentioned. I know Alec and I talked about that a little bit just in case things are close and Luis Hill can't finish it. But they want to go with Garrett Cole in game 5. And again, the Dodgers want to use their best arms for Jack Flaherty in game 5 should they need it there. So we'll be getting underway here shortly, and Luis Hill is going to have to do battle with Shohei Ohtani.
Hill is the AL Rookie of the Year candidate so far. The fastball, slider, and changeup of the mixture that he has on his arsenal. Normally he goes to his fastball, but he can insert a slider or a changeup in between pitches.
So for Ohtani, another thing that we continue to monitor, Alec, is how often he's going to swing. Again, we saw a little bit in the opening just the other day that 4-pitch walk doesn't help out anybody, and that was Freddie Freeman that had a 2-run tank. As the fans starting to salute the Yankees right now and try to get behind them. Again, they are early because it's just started in the Bronx, but the Dodgers can quiet that as they've done. Shohei takes a giant swing, but he misses the off-speed pitch up in the zone, make it 2-2.
There you go, force him to swing, exploit that injured shoulder if you're the Yankees. We'll continue to monitor, as you said, how often he swings at this pitches. I don't think he wants to overwork his shoulder that much.
And you're looking at Luis Hill's numbers, as you mentioned, Alec. It's been, oh my goodness, that one took off Ohtani's helmet. He's okay, though. He knocks out of the way of it as it's a full count. You look at Luis Hill's numbers within the first maybe 14, 15 starts, as you mentioned. He was an absolute beast, and then it kind of got away from him toward the end. This pitch got away. Ohtani able to just matrix out of the way of a full count.
Oh, yeah, that took off his helmet. Dodged a bullet.
Full count pitch. Ohtani. See what it'll do here. This one right down the middle at 87, but it'll be popped straight up. So again, with that shoulder, not seeing much power behind these swings. It's just a lazy fly ball.
Well, there may be a noticeable difference in between what we saw pre-injury Ohtani and post-injury Ohtani. I feel that the lack of connection with these balls may be attributed to the injury. I just don't know, but that was not a good look there for Ohtani. I think that his injury may be starting to bug him. It's just my opinion on it.
No, I agree with you, and I think it's in the Dodgers' best interest. You know they want to sweep and get this done anyway, but just make sure Ohtani can get back to heel. That's the first thing that I'm thinking as it's waiting on the 0-1. This one fouled off Mookie Betts himself. Make it quickly 0-2.
The defensive ace in right field, a perennial contender for the Gold Glove Award. We saw this time and time again, especially yesterday when he made a diving catch at right field to rob a run or a hit from the Yankees.
Yeah, he's been absolutely splendid again, Alec. We could talk for days about the defensive prowess that we saw from the Dodgers just in Game 3. He had the outfield assist from Teoscar Hernandez. Edman jumping at the bag to be able to get a tag in. They've played better than the Yankees have in all facets.
Every which way.
1-2. Slider's going to miss outside and low. Make it 1-2 against Mookie Betts. 291 in the postseason. Pretty much right around his regular season average of 289. He had 20 home runs, about 75 RBIs. As this one will split the play. This is fair. Down the first base line, Mookie Betts is going to get a stand-up double at least. Juan Soto will get this in. He'll settle for 2 bags.
So it isn't just Tommy 2 bags doing the double. How about some of Mookie Betts? We know we like to point out about Tommy Edman's nickname, but that was a nice slash down for the right field, right on the line inside as it went through the outfield. Juan Soto picks it up along through the wall. Good placement for Mookie to start being soft for the Dodgers, and the little wave right afterwards. They know they want it. They can see the win. It's just one win away.
Yeah, really. They're going to go right after this. And now Freddie Freeman, the most dangerous hitter in all of baseball. I know that's the 2 teams that are left, but the way that he's been playing, I don't even know if he messed around with him. He does get a friendly call as it's 0-1 now against Freddie on a fastball.
And something to note for Luis Hill has the most walks among any pitcher this season. in the regular season ahead of Tyler Anderson of the Angels, Chris Bassett of the Blue Jays. Those are the two behind him, and Cal Quantrill of the Rockies, who is fourth.
Well, thank you for that, Alec. I'll certainly be watching now on this at-bat because you want to make sure you're very careful with Freddie. You got Doug Eddings behind the plate today for what that's worth. Again, they have a different crew chief every day. Again, he only really missed one call, but it's 2-1 now against Freddie as Heel's about to throw pitch number 15. You have Teoscar Hernandez next as Freddie waits on the 2-1. This hit very hard toward right field. He's done it again!
Yep, I think he's locked, keyed, secured, and wrapped up World Series MVP. Should the Dodgers go on to hold on to this World Series victory, is right within their grasp. 4 home runs in as many games. 6 straight for Freddie Freeman right now in World Series games in which he has appeared in. You mentioned it, right on cue. Most dangerous hitter in the league right now among both teams that are remaining. He just splashed that towards the right field. His favorite place right now. And he and Mookie are in. Yankee killers? Well, maybe. But Mookie Betts is still having some Boston Red Sox spirit on his heart now.
I'm going to get to your point here in a minute as this one goes foul. We've seen it for 3 games now. We've seen it especially in the Grand Slam. I didn't realize it's raining right now in the Bronx, so hopefully we don't get any sort of delays here in our cast. But for Freddie, the way that he's been playing, Alec, I think we can say it now, and this isn't going to be hindsight. Why even pitch to him?
I mean, just put up the 4 fingers. Just walk him over to first base. If I'm the Yankees, I'd take advice from Gary Ford and putting up the 4 fingers, just like what the Orioles were making the mistake of pitching to Gleyber Torres time and time. That was the Yankees making the mistake of pitching to Freddie Freeman. Oh, the tables have turned.
And Teoscar Hernandez is going to get an infield hit. Luis Heel tried to go ahead and make the play off the toss. He really didn't have a chance there. The rain is coming down, so that does make me a little bit concerned. But it's not supposed to last all that long, so I think if we do get any sort of delays, we won't have to worry about it too much. But it'll be Freddie Freeman's 6 consecutive games with a home run. I mean, at some point, you've already seen it from every single game that you played. And as Alec and I told you, there really is no reason to do otherwise. You just have to walk him at this point. Now the Yankees, this is the worst case scenario, Alec. They start again from the first inning down. You're going to take the crowd out of this game. And even in a bullpen day, it's a realistic possibility that they just win it tonight.
I mean, the whole cloud surrounded. It feels like there's a dark cloud moving around New York City. And I know there's a 15% chance of rain around at the Bronx, but that rain around may not help the Yankees one bit.
No.
It's just raining home runs from Freddie left and right. That's 6 straight from him in as many games. That's broken the record set by George Springer.
Yeah, the rain is the rain god right now is Freddie Freeman. You definitely nailed that. Yes, it's 2-0 Dodgers. Hey, this is a mirror just how it started from yesterday. The way this has gone, courtesy toss over. Max Muncy waiting still on the 0-1 pitch as the camera shots from Fox keep showing Freddie, and for good reason. Already a first ballot Hall of Famer, trying to get another World Series under his belt. I can't imagine. He might even ask for more money in his contract, and he would deserve every penny.
It may be amazing seeing that the last 2 guys for the Dodgers winning World Series MVP wearing the jersey number 5. His last time around was Corey Seager, and this year could likely be Freeman.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You should just give it to him right now. I'd be even in a situation, even taking a loss, kind of like Connor McDavid with the Conn Smythe. He's playing at that sort of level right now for the Dodgers. So offense comparison courtesy of Fox, 4 home runs, 9 RBI, 5 extra base hit, no strikeouts. The Yankees, 7 RBI, 3 home runs, 25 strikeouts. So, I mean, he's a one-man team right now.
Oh, my goodness. We're talking about one-man team. Is Freddie Freeman on one end? He didn't have a home run in this postseason until the Grand Slam in the World Series. 31 strikeouts for the Yankees in this World Series is just a whole bunch of different levels of Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Everywhere you go, they keep stepping on Lego blocks. They're going to say that Max Muncy didn't go, as it's 3-2. Kike Hernandez would be next, unless there is any sort of double play. For Shohei, you got to know this feels good because, again, you're still nursing that shoulder and everything else, the elbow, and get a chance to rest maybe after this one's done. Again, I hate to say it that way, but we got a whole broadcast to go still. This one for heel, slider way up in the zone. Would have been a walk, but Muncy offers at it anyway. He gets the strikeout.
So there's something for the Yankees that they want to get right back. It's not saying much, though, because Luis Hill at least is providing some sort of momentum despite giving up that double, that base hit, and that home run all in the same outing in the first inning. So last time around for Hill, he went 4 innings back in Game 4 of that ALCS. Looks solid, but not too special in any sort of regard, but he did just enough for the Yankees in that Game 4.
I know we just talked about it, Alec, and we'll have to see in a couple innings after Kasperius, but you mentioned it with Dave Roberts. He's not going to use his best relievers until he feels like the Dodgers have a chance to win the game. Well, he's already got a 2 spot here at the top of the first, so we'll see how Kasperius does. You might just go ahead and punch the button for the best relievers and see what they can do. Maybe even, I wouldn't say Jack Flaherty or anything else for Game 5, but hey, you get a chance to win it today. You're going to use everything that you can. Kike waiting on a 1-1 from Heel. He's already thrown 26 pitches, so that's really a nightmare start. He's already given up 2 runs as well, as the slider misses low.
Real 2 batting averages postseason for Kike. You mentioned about how the Dodgers would want to get someone with October highlights. This is your guy.
Yeah, and they were able to pretty much require him back from the deadline. Again, as Alec mentioned, you got Ohtani and everything else in the offseason, but the low key between Kike, Tommy Edman, that's worked out well. We'll pop it up. The Yankees are already down 2-0, courtesy of Mama, there goes that man. Oh, I love that Yankees sign. You'll see it there, Alec. It's a Yankees fan that says, Freddie, please stop it already.
Oh, good goodness. I mean, Yankees fans have already seen enough of this. And if I'm a Dodgers fan, if I'm one of the Dodgers broadcasters onto this, I would want to go to that Yankees radio booth and say, hey, I've already had enough here. Like what the Yankees moved into the Orioles booth with Gary Ford and the Gleyber Torres stuff.
Yeah, that's an absolute classic of a sign. I wish you could laugh from that because you understand it. Sometimes we see players that are in the zone, Alec. I mean, you and I had the courtesy to watch Connor McDavid, guys like Nathan McKinnon. On the hockey side, we've seen some things in the NBA. LeBron James can still do that. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, some of these guys. Doing this in a baseball term for Freddie Freeman, I mean, baseball is a really hard game. You have a chance to have to hit a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. These guys can throw every which way, all kinds of angles. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this from Freddie Freeman.
I mean, 4 home runs in as many World Series games on the way to a possible sweep. All I have to do is 5 Nights at Freddy's. Get it?
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just their nightmare, and the Yankees can't wake up from it right now. They're going to have to – I'll say this honestly. I know Jeter and Rodriguez touched it in the postgame a little bit. They said, how do the Yankees make an adjustment? Be ready to hit the fastball, even if it's first pitch. If you get it, you can't miss. You can't be late on your swings. That's what they've noticed a lot. And right now, for me, Alec, I'll just say it as plain as day. Yankees have to score at least 1 run in this bottom of the first, and they've got to swing, and swing probably with aggression. That might mean they might strike out a couple extra times, but if you get a pitch you think you can hit, you better take a swing at it.
Especially for Aaron Judge. If you think you can get a hit on a pitch that you like, especially the fastball, you have to go at it. Judge is going to be high on fastballs as of late, and he's missing on breaking balls, as I noted yesterday. So he has to start getting his confidence back up. Probably have some discussions with the hitting coaches on the staff to get his confidence back up. Get back that mojo that he had in the regular season.
Yeah, you have to. Again, there's not many times that Alec and I we've changed the scenarios and the words and everything else as much as we can about the Yankees. But he said it perfectly in the open. They kind of look like walking zombies. They've got to wake up now. Again, it's only one situation where if you're Aaron Boone, I think he said the right thing. That the only thing he can say, it's about winning today. That's all it is right now for the Yankees, and they've got to be able to score some runs. Otherwise, Freddie Freeman kind of feels like they put him on the map. You got to get up from the ground. It's a standing 8 count. It's not a 10 count. You're not knocked out completely, but it's going to have to start now against Ben Casterius. So it'll be interesting for me to see him for the first time, admittedly, and see what he's got. Slider misses outside to Gleyber Torres.
So normally is Casterius going to slider combination, but also he gets and sneaking some curveballs, fastballs. I don't know how much of a package he's got, but he's starting off with slider.
I am going to wait a second here. Some Yankees fan is going to get escorted right out of the building. They didn't give Mookie Betts a chance to go ahead and play that in right field from the shallow fly. I know Alec's going to see it in a moment, but I think Mookie Betts would have been able to catch this ball. It was in his glove. They're trying to rip it out. That should be an out. The Yankees fan is taking it out of Mookie's glove.
Oh my goodness, this Yankees fan is just getting into it. That's the second time we've seen fan interference on a play. Come on, man. Just let Mookie make the play and then have him throw over to the stands. Dude, he caught that fair and square as he reached up for the stands.
Wow.
Some Yankee fan trying to grab it. Well, I know that Mookie may not be with the Red Sox anymore, but this 8-8 run deep with the Yankees. Come on, that's a clear out.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Alec. Honestly, that's an awful play from the fan. And if you get escorted immediately, as you should be gone. You should be kicked out of the game like that. I can't imagine seeing somebody catch the ball clean like Mookie did off the jump and then physically try to take the glove off his hand and get the baseball.
That is an awful look there for the fan. Not only do we have fan interference on the Gleyber Torres home, there's double on game 1, but now this one with the Mookie Betts out. Come on, man. Let the guys play.
Yeah, I've honestly never seen that before, but I guess that kind of tells you where the fans feel. Again, for where the Yankees are right now, Alec mentioned it, you take it very seriously, but you can't go over the line. Juan Soto, courtesy 4-pitch walk, but the way that Aaron Judge has been swinging it right now, I don't know how much danger this is, but it's time for big number 99 to get it going.
Probably chestnut checkers and throwing 4 pitches, 4 balls here for Ben Casterius and not letting Soto bat. I mean, he has a good eye on it. He's paying attention. It's nicely. But I think Casterius may have dodged a bullet.
We'll see what we get right now as we are going to take a look in between the home plate umpire. I just want to double check to see if there isn't any pitch clock violations and all that. I missed it. I was typing in some notes. I wanted to make sure I got the glove thing because that's definitely going to be in the story. And the umpire keeps saying, hey, I think he's saying right now to Casterius, make sure you make eye contact with the batter and let them know that you're ready to pitch. He's already got a warning. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, as we'll get set to dig back in.
Well, I think it's just a signal warning for Casterius. But, well, he's got another one on my end, but he's already got 2 of them, huh?
Yeah, like we're starting to see a bizarro world here between some of that. I honestly don't think I've even seen that. 20 strikeouts in the last 43 at-bats for Judge. It's an 0-1 count. Again, I don't think you want to let this get to 0-2. You got to swing. Aaron Judge did do it, and he got a fastball and a spot to hit, but he follows it straight back. Make it 0-2.
20 strikeouts his last 43 at-bats. 7 strikeouts in 12 at-bats in the World Series alone. And it's going so bad that he's batting way below the Mendoza line. That's a sign you need to get your confidence back up. Let's get to discussions with the hitting coach. Probably meet with them over at the time when he's not batting or is over the dugout. Meet with them at that meantime.
Slider's going to miss a little bit low. And I know Alec called this perfectly just a few moments ago with Judge about swinging late on some of these fastballs. And we just got the montage there from Fox. This at 86 on a slider down. Make it 2-2. But usually when he's on time, he gets that front foot out and ready to launch. On that back foot toward his right foot, he's just late. He's not picking up the ball right now. Again, I'm no hitting coach, but that's something that they definitely talk about in the post game as well. As we wait on the 2-2 inside check swing, This will be check foul. It'll stay right here at 2-2.
No RBIs and no home runs for Judge in this World Series. If there's going to be a time, it's now.
And I kind of wonder, because you have the postseason splits to the regular season numbers. It's two completely different players wrapped into one. His defense has still been there, but he's too good to press. And this is 96 up high. So this is probably one of Judge's better at-bats. He's working the count now. This one was up toward his grill. He backs away, make it 3-2.
Some fans would dress as the old school Yankee from back in the day.
Certainly a lively crowd right now. 83 on a slider. Judge will fight it off. We'll see one more.
So this is getting a good sequence for Judge. So he's getting his confidence back up. He needs to find something that quits.
Yeah, you need to be able, I agree with you, completely see the ball. More chances, you get a chance to make contact with it, fair or foul, you take it. You get long at bats. 83, Judge draws the walk. So walk a Soto, walk a Judge. That was a long at bat. Might be something here for the Yankees.
Oh, not going down without a fight. So this is a good start for the Yankees as they have runners at first and second after Judge draws that walk. So that's a good sequence, lasting 8 pitches against Casparius, and then getting to Jazz Chisholm Jr. over at the plate. So far, so good.
So we'll see what I think of Aaron Boone's lineup adjustment. Again, it doesn't seem like a big one with Austin Wells being subbed out at 8, but kind of is right now between 4 and 5, Alec, because Giancarlo's 5th, Jazz Chisholm's going to back cleanup.
So with him at the cleanup spot, you'd wonder if this is going to be a shakeup here for the Yankees if they want to tilt things back towards their side. Chisholm, he's more of a runner. Stanton is not on the other side. He's more of a power hitter.
So Jazz, 3 for 13 with 3 bags, and he got those all in game 1. Big swing and a miss for Jazz Chisholm on a fastball at 96, make it 0-1.
He went upstairs towards it where that ball was placed, chased it.
We'll see what we get here for Jazz if you can just keep back controls. You got Soto at second, Judge at first. It's really important right now that Jazz Chisholm puts this ball in play and makes these runners work here. Make it 0-2.
I think it might just work if he were to be put in the 4th spot. If he empties the bases and if he takes out and runs, good luck stopping him.
Yeah, that might be a good reason, Alec, why Giancarlo is 5, just to make sure that when Giancarlo probably gets his hit that he's usually been able to bank on, that Jazz Chisholm would be the guy to run around the bases. So I think that's a good call by you. You don't want to have a situation where Giancarlo gets tossed out from Teoscar Hernandez from left field. Yankees have runners at first and second, and timeout called before the pitch was delivered. Casparius was already in his motion. So we've already seen a couple warnings, and that one in the mid-motion of a pitch. Jazz Chisholm 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position this postseason. That's definitely got to go to 1 or 2 here right now in this 1-2 count. John Hunter with you alongside Alec Nava for Game 4 of the World Series. Dodgers up 3-0 in the season series. This one way high. Smith out of the crouch, make it 2-2.
You mentioned about the runners in scoring position. Stanford Jazz 0 for 12, but the whole team has been struggling in that department, especially the rest of the lineup. Even Soto and Stanton, who have been the 2 best batters, not a lot.
No, there hasn't been much of anything, Alec. 2-2, down low. Casparius in danger here of walking 3 batters in this inning. That would bring up Giancarlo Stanton. It's a full count.
Well, there's the danger of it.
That was a curve that was way down low. 3-2. This one jamming the ground. Toss over from second will get Jazz. Runners move to second and third. Giancarlo Stanton could be the last hope in this bottom 1. Mark Pryor already out right now to meet with Casparius. We'll see what they want to talk about.
I think the notion is that Giancarlo may be the last batter that Casparius may be facing. It's a good thing that you broke immediately to first because If you throw to second to knock out Judge, then you have Chisholm over at first to worry about.
Right. I agree. Because, again, pretty much Chisholm is a guarantee to already get to second base off a steal. Fox is showing some graphics here between the pitching rotation, everything for the Yankees for hitting that hasn't gone well, some of the defensive things. It's been a mess, as Alec and I profiled through the first three games. Again, we are with you here from games 1 through 5 if necessary, and then after that we'll see where it goes. But that might be all it takes. In Casparius now, after a couple walks, you have Giancarlo Stanton with 2 outs, 6-game hit streak right now during the playoffs, 292, 4 bombs, and 9 RBI. Going to get set to dig in. Here's the first pitch. This one misses up top. Make it 1-0.
So I think the notion here is that Casparius may be facing Stanton last. The meaning may be to calm the nerves around Casparius, given that he's had limited experience. Just calm yourself down. No pressure.
Stanton, ground ball gets issued from Casparius. He's hosed to first. The Yankees had some danger. They do not score. And after one, Dodgers already lead 2-0.
Today, Bill, the mound meeting necessitated, and no more danger there as this bouncer picked up, and there was no play at second base, but Giancarlo put away. So the danger has been resolved as that throw was instantaneous all the way to first. Giancarlo does not get anything because it was already a 2-out count, and so that lead for the Dodgers preserved. So Casparius, his day may be over after this, so they can sub him out, and then get the next reliever on.
I think you're right, Alec. Again, I looked from the FanDuel side of it that had Honeywell as the next to go, but we'll see what they want to do here. And you're exactly right. Again, we talked about a little bit in the open with Dave Roberts in the mix of if we get what we want, we're going to use our best relievers to try to close it out now. Well, I know it's only 2 runs, but the way that it's been going so far in this series, those 2 runs kind of feel like 4.
It does. Just kind of double it up, and then it feels like that lead is already 4-0 for the Dodgers in this game. It's that type of night.
So I know you'll get set to take it over here in the second, and we'll take a look in the batting order side of it again as I'll pull back up in the box for ESPN. We'll have some games on hand to talk about as well. So a pretty interesting result going on. I believe at Capital One Arena, the Caps were all over the Rangers the last I checked.
Well, I have yet to see that result right now for the Caps and the Rangers, but as of now, getting the recent news, Luka Doncic may have gotten hurt.
Just now, Alec?
Yeah, in the Mavericks game. Well, it may be a physical hurt. Yeah, physically hurt. It's just not good that scene that he's down because he is the face of the Mavericks franchise, and to see him go down is not a good sign. To see an update from him, but let's see.
I will continue to look at that on social media once we get it. Right now, the Mavericks are in action. It's halftime in TNT. It's 61-59 lead for Dallas over the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, he was limping off the court and helped by Marquise Morris on the way to the locker room.
Man, that is not good news for Dallas. Again, I kind of thought, Alec, in the offseason that Luka Doncic was still nursing an injury. Was he not?
Yeah, there might have been a feeling there.
The late game that we have on TNT is the Pels and the Warriors. It might be a good one. That one's at Chase Center as well. So we'll monitor the NBA, the NHL. I know we got our eyes front and center here on Game 4 of the World Series. Dodgers up 3-0. Alec, you get set to take it away. Luis Gil back on the mound.
All right, so back here at the Bronx, Alec Nava, John on here with you for Game 4 of the World Series. If we have a Game 5, we'll have the coverage with you tomorrow. Then we'll both see where we go from here. I already know that in the event of Game 6 or Game 7, I will not be around because I have plans over the weekend. First pitch strike from Hill upward, Gavin Lux, and the second base side as he is swung into the 7th spot. The 0-1, foul to left on a liner, make the count 0-2.
Yeah, I want to see how the Dodgers continue to play this game. I feel like I know that they're going to score some more runs, but you only really have the primary fastball that you got to sit on if you're Gavin Lux. I feel like they should be able to score some runs against this young arm.
He's a rookie, but there's always a learning curve for rookies. He deals one above 97 on this fastball. So he has a fastball range around 97, probably cap out at around 99.
Yeah, if
1-2
he,
pitch on the way. Line drive foul right. So Lux will stay put for one more.
yeah, you're right, Alec. I think if Hill's going to need a little extra just in case he gets into a jam, I think he's got a flamethrower.
And maybe at the 99 range, could be up to 100. As this one upstairs, 97 this time on the fastball. Evens it up 2-2. Dodgers leading 2-0 here, top of the second. Thanks to Freddie Freeman on a 2-run home run. Full count now as it's a change of this to the right. Freddie Freeman with home runs in 6 straight World Series games. That breaks the record set by George Springer, who was with the Houston Astros, now with the Toronto Blue Jays. Payoff. Line drive. Air ball. Takes a bounce off the right wall. Picked up by Juan Soto. Walks one to drive for second. The throw gets away, but picking it up is Anthony Volpe. It's a double for Gavin Lux.
And Alec, it's already the second time the Dodgers have been able to take that one and drive it down the first base line to right field. There's no chance to make a play on it. And we'll see if Will Smith can come through as he was moved down in the order to eighth.
Enrique switched sides between the 6th spot and the 8th spot. So Smith gets further down back in the more natural position around the bottom free side. Gets the most home runs by a catcher in Dodger history in the postseason. But Kike, the Dodgers' very own Mr. October. The Yankees have a Mr. October of their own with Derek Jeter for his clutch home runs. But his colloquial nickname of Mr. November because of the World Series in 2001 is this is a first pitch strike.
You might as well just change anything for the World Series MVP and just change it to the Freddie Freeman Award, if you get my say.
I mean, why not? This is ball one upstairs outside the top right corner, 1-1.
So again, we mentioned Will Smith a little bit. Whether he comes through or not, he is one of the better catchers that can hit. He's got 20 tanks on the year as well with 75 RBI.
1-1. Popped up is at shallow right. Backing up is Gleyber Torres and makes a simple catch. 1 up, 1 down.
It's not going to get any easier, however, with Tommy Edman in the 9-hole before you flip back over. Again, you want to make sure that you're very careful with Tommy.
You have to. He can run. He can let it fly. He already has 2 home runs this postseason. 6 with the Dodgers in the regular season. 19 hits in the postseason, which is an MLB postseason lead as well. First pitch. That is slashed to right. That is caught. And the throw to second is tied. There will be no more plays. It's an inning. Wide him out. Throw him out. To get us to the middle of the second.
That's a really good defensive play there for the Yankees. Kind of feel bad for Tommy Edman, don't you? Hit that one right on the screws, but it's right at the defense to Rizzo, able to toss over, get the double play, no problem there. And crisis averted. Now the Yankees will get a chance to bat in bottom 2.
The 2 Tonys, Anthony Rizzo and Anthony Volpe.
Yeah, they had some fun with that one. That was a pretty good catch by Rizzo. That was a good hit there for Edman. He just found it right in the glove.
So yesterday when we were in the thick of covering Game 3, and right afterwards, the Utah Hockey Club, they were up 4-1 against the San Jose Sharks. You'll never know what happened next.
I won't spoil it, though. You give me the suspense call. You tell me.
All right, here we go. The San Jose Sharks scored 3 goals in a 2-minute span in the final 5 minutes of regulation and then won in overtime to get their first win here and send Utah fans upset for the first time in the franchise existence in Utah. Well, I mean, it's happens in sports, but the Sharks desperately needed that win, even without Macklin celebrating.
Yeah, again, it's kind of funny that you mentioned that because I talked to you yesterday during one of the parts, probably sixth or seventh inning, and I said the Sharks hadn't won a game yet, but I feel like they had a better roster than they did last year. And all of a sudden now, like in a span of what, 3 minutes, something like that, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, just a boatload of goals there for the Sharks. They scored two empty netters to try to make it happen, and they finished it off in overtime. That's a feel good win.
Yeah, that has to feel good for Bay Area fans around the area. They needed this not only to get an emphasis on the new era, but to get something of a turnaround. I mean, the Sharks themselves, they blew up for a 4-1 lead against the St. Louis Blues. Now they're the ones cutting back down 4-1 to win in overtime.
Yeah, I don't want to read too much. Again, I talked about it a little bit for Utah. That they started off the season so great and they started to spiral. Yes, they ended up getting a point, but that was a game that you and I thought they'd been able to bank. They didn't necessarily get everything that they wanted to, but it's going to be time for Utah, formerly Arizona. They got a talented roster. They're going to have to start picking it back up and getting some wins.
No John Marino and no Sean Dursey is hurting their case.
Yeah.
You lose a defensive presence and you lose a power play quarterback, which does not do you any justice. They needed this for Utah.
So you're going to get Anthony Rizzo digging here in a moment. Again, not any RBIs to speak of, but he's got the batting average. We'll see if he can get it going.
I mean, he missed the entirety of the ALDS as he fouls this one back, but he does hit the batting average to back it up. And the championship pedigree, given that he won a World Series with the Cubs, down from 3 games to 1 and winning it in the 10th, 8-7. 0-1 pitch on the way from Kasparius. That's fouled again, so Kasparius is staying put after he got out of runners at second and first, jam in the first.
And it got a little dicey. It'll be an interesting call. I think, Alec, in my humble opinion, it might be a batter-to-batter scenario here. We'll see what Dave Roberts wants to do.
Yeah, it could be something here of note for Kasparius if the Dodgers are comfortable that he can pitch another inning. Maybe that could be the case. This pitch is downstairs. It's a curveball from Kasparius. Makes it a 1-2 count for Rizzo. 35 years old, but still a steady presence and a leader among this Yankees batting order. And a reliable presence over at first base. 1-2 pitch. Got him on the right line. A fastball 97. Fit it perfectly. And he goes to the other Tony, Volpe.
Yes, he did, Alec. That was absolutely dotted toward that right corner just on the outside as Rizzo had a visible reaction that was too close to take. He got punched out.
He's so close, but it's right on that line perfectly. You mean you got to call that a strike?
Yep.
And they did. First pitch for Volpe, dead center. 96 on the fastball.
Volpe's another one of those guys that can get things going if he gets on the bases with his feet. It's important that the Yankees try to find something quickly.
Now this one up is over the right field stands. Someone is going to come home with this. It took a bounce off the stand, but it goes up to someone over the front row. Kasparius is just the second pitcher all time to make their first career start in the World Series. And even though he throws this one just upstairs, it's still amazing seeing more and more history in this World Series.
Hey, he's topping out at 97 too right now. I mean, I know some things can be hit and miss as far as these pitches, but it looks like he might be able to handle himself at least for another inning.
In the second inning, no worse for wear. This one even further upstairs, evens it up at 2 apiece. He's already thrown 30 pitches so far. Still a 2-0 Dodger lead. The 2-2 just outside. As it went upstairs again, 3-2.
Austin Wells would be next if he reaches.
093 batting average. He is way below the Mendoza line, which is the 200 batting average. Full count. Volpe batting 244. Payoff. That's to the left. And Volpe goes to first on the walk.
So I'll tell you this right now, Alec. If I am Aaron Boone, maybe I wait a pitch, maybe I wait 2. I'm not going to mess around. I'm trying to go for the stolen base. I'm pushing it.
How about that? Push for the stolen base. Don't leave him over at first. Wait for the pitch to develop and have Volpe run from first to second. Reach for that stolen base. He does it this time. He stays put at first on this fastball, which is just to the right. Wells is 1 of 10. 4 strikeouts so far. About this World Series run. He got benched yesterday, Gabe Reed, for Holmes interview in the hope that there will be a spark on this lineup. Wow, very friendly call. It looked to be to the right, but it evens up the count.
Yeah, that was a curveball that was a few baseball widths outside the zone. We'll continue to watch that from Doug Edding and see if it changes.
It's a strike zone may move at any point depending on who is the home plate umpire. And this one at the right line this time, so the call is correct. 1-2 on the count.
I don't see Volpe taking any big leads right now at the moment, maybe because of Austin Wells' batting average. We'll have to watch.
Probably. It could be the reason. Pickoff attempt, not there. The throw to first, not on time as Volpe reached back safely as Kasperius tried to throw that in an instant. Still it's 1-2. The fourth pitch upcoming here for Wells. Kasperius looks at second base, now delivers. Foul back. Is this in the line of sight for Will Smith? It will not. And he'll return to the catcher's box.
There was the one thing for the Yankees before with Judge, a long at bat to draw a walk. We'll see if Wells can get anything positive out of this.
We'll see. It's Kasperius. He's still there. See if there's anything more to this. 1-2 with 1 out, bottom of the second. Dodgers lead 2-0. Here at the Bronx, Alec Nava, John Hodge. He joined along with us. 1-2 pitch. And here comes the throw to second. It's Volpe. There is no play. Volpe takes second base.
Got a good hop there, Alec, to get his tenuous lead. He hops into that, try to get that second. I think everybody in the stadium knew he was stealing that bag.
Well, everybody knew that. And right in an instant, they just knew it. And Volpe slid. Nothing more for Tommy Edman as he tried to make the tag. Nothing doing there. 2-2 count. And Kasperius, 37 pitches in. The 2-2. Wide right through center. Is this deep enough? It will be a bounce off the wall. Anthony Volpe taking up. He's going to third. The throw there. And he will stay put at third base. It's a double for Austin Wells.
I don't think Anthony Volpe, Alec, got a really good read off of that. He was already at second. If he kept running there, instead of waiting, he would have easily scored. That is a break for the Dodgers.
Big break for the Dodgers. But Anthony Volpe making a bad read. He thought that this was not going to be a home run. He thought this was going to be a line drive catch. At center field by Teoscar Hernandez. I think that's what it was. Austin Wells, he took off, ran with it, went to second base in an instant. And I don't know if there's going to be something for Kasperius, if he's going to stay put, or if he's going to be subbed out at any moment. It's a first pitch strike, nonetheless, at bottom center for Alex Verdugo, who had the lone RBIs for the Yankees yesterday.
It's interesting. You could argue that Verdugo has probably been one of their better hitters. That might be a low bar, but he is batting ninth.
At the very bottom of the order. But if he reaches, you got Gleyber Torres right at the docket, batting 195, 2-10 this World Series for a home run and 2 RBI. The 40th pitch for Kasperius. Oh, and Verdugo went golfing on that one. He should not have reached.
No, he got teased a little bit on an off-speed pitch. Again, they have Daniel Hudson now starting to get warm for the Dodgers.
I will believe that this could be the last batter that Kasperius is facing, regardless of result from where it is. This is fouled, 97 on the fastball. And KK was that close to securing the second out as it took a bounce off the wall just by inches. Kasperius looks at second. Where was it? 0-2. Ground ball. This will be picked up a run. That would be a sac ground out. And the Yankees on the board here for the first time. So they exchange a run for an out.
Alec, we'll see if the Yankees can get any more. I'll let you take this call for the bats, but we'll have some talking points after it's over.
So making a 2-1 Dodger lead, and Mark Pryor is making the phone call due to the bullpen. I believe that Daniel Hudson will be on, whether it be after Torres, whether it be this inning or next inning. This first pitch, a pop up to shallow right. Stepping up is Mookie Betts, and he cuts off Gavin Lux. So no further damage. Torres will sit down. Third inning is next. 4 hits for LA, just 1 for the Yanks.
So, Alec, I'm going to say it as plain as day, and you know exactly where I'm going with this. It should be 2-2 after that. Gleyber Torres does not get a good read, doesn't get a good read on the third side for Volpe. And, again, Wells could have been there with a triple. That would have scored 2 runs. Instead, they only get 1. That's a big bullet dodge there for the Dodgers. And the Yankees, I think, shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, they did with Anthony Volpe. Oh, sorry, Ian. Sorry.
No, it's all right. John was asking you, and I started talking. That was really rude of me. My bad.
No, you're all good. What's going on, guys?
Well, I agree with you, John, because I mean, from the way it careened off the wall, Hernandez had to run a little bit to get the ball after it bounced. Wells looked now. Appearances can be deceiving, but apparently Wells has speed. Apparently, because you said he could have gone and gotten to triple.
Yeah, it bounced off the wall, and the way that Kike reacted to it, there was enough there for Austin Wells where he was pushing. And they said it in the broadcast as well. I think the Yankees probably missed an extra run they should have gotten.
Yeah, it should have been 2-2, but Anthony Volpe did not have a good read. Austin Wells, he was thinking, just run with it. Go straight to second base. Volpe was thinking, oh, this is going to be an out, isn't it? And he stopped over at third base because of because of that thinking. He did not think about going to home plate at once, and that was the wrong idea.
So that'll be something that we'll talk about in this game. Again, you mentioned it a little bit. If you're just joining in there late, Ian, we had fan interference that was actually called correctly. Mookie Betts in the first made a jumping catch toward the right field wall, and one of the fans actually reached in, tried to rip the glove out of his hand.
I guess the Yankees fans didn't forget about the time when Mookie Betts was with the Red Sox.
Yeah, we've never seen anything like that, but that is what we have right now. I can't believe it's already in the third. I feel like Alec just got getting started, but this game has been moving quickly. It's 2-1 now, so the Yankees, I think, did the bare minimum of what I was asking, was get at least 1 run in response. That's going to give something for Luis Gil. Now, Ohtani, this is the biggest swing that he's had. It will take Judge to the warning track, but it is an out.
Oh, I thought it was deep enough. It almost looked deep enough to score in the home run. No, he is to stay put over the dugout. But there you go. Biggest swing that he has had. It almost sent the entirety of Japan to a frenzy. It did send Judge back to the left center warning tracks. Just not deep enough. I wonder if the power is going to be there for Ohtani moving forward.
Yeah, that swing looked really good. That was the best one that we saw probably in the last maybe game and a half, as Mookie Betts is 1 for 1 in this game right now. Again, he kind of opened with a double down the line, and then Freddie Freeman 2-run shot. Again, if you're playing the drinking game with Freddie Freeman trying to score some runs, well, then there you go. You're pretty much getting that used to. This is a quick top 3 right now. First 2 turned away. Freddie's coming up.
Oh, what are the odds that Freddie Freeman will hit another home run in this game?
Alec, I'm not going to say no. I think it's probably pretty good. Again, there's that sign again. It's my favorite one. It says, Freddie, please stop. It's top 3, 2 outs. He's already got a home run. And now the fans are booing Freddie Freeman. That's probably understandable, but I don't think that's going to bother him one bit as he takes the fastball high and make it 1-0.
I mean, he's going to feed off that energy.
Yes. I think that's the wrong guy to boo. I agree with you completely, Alec. That's exactly where I was going with it. This 94, friendly call, will make it 1-1.
Well, it almost looked, but looks can be deceiving. But hottest batter in the MLB right now. This is the guy you don't want to face. If I'm Louis, so just put up the 4 fingers.
Yeah, I don't understand Alec why they're even messing around here at this point. The fastball misses way high, and they'll bounce. Freddie Freeman last 6 World Series games, 380, 6 home runs, 12 RBI, and 1 strikeout. And you're playing the best players in the world by the time you get in the World Series. 98. This one up and in on a fastball, but this will be popped to Verdugo. He makes the catch. And the Dodgers get turned away very quickly.
That's a shock. I thought that they would continue on their run barrage this year. But so far, no.
That is exactly what the Yankees need, a quick 1-2-3. Honestly, Alec, I know there has been some times where it doesn't seem like a lot of runs have been scored. The last 2 games, 4-2 results. But every time you see the Dodgers up to the bat rack, they could be making a great defensive play. They can get a stolen base. They get a key hit. They're doing just enough to be able to win these games. And as we mentioned, they are outclassing the Yankees in pretty much every category.
Even in the bats, where it's been advantage Dodgers this whole way, even if Ohtani struggles, there's always been someone that will step up and do the yeoman's work. It's a different batter each time. And even though Freddie Freeman may be the one constant, Mookie Betts one time. You also have Shohei Ohtani another time. Teoscar Hernandez for another. You get a different player doing their heroics outside of Freeman.
So, fellas, the next pitcher coming up for the Dodgers is Daniel Hudson. The profile on Daniel Hudson. This guy is a flamethrower. You would have last seen him work for the Dodgers, but you also would have seen him work in the World Series for the Nationals, as he was the one that got the final punch out to win the World Series for the Nationals. Upper 90s, I believe he can get into 100 when he wants to, but I don't think anywhere past that. But yes, straight heat, and there's a little bit of movement.
I appreciate the scouting report, Ian. I'm definitely going to watch that again. I'd seen it with this time with the Nationals, as you said. I didn't realize that he was able to throw as hard as he did. Honestly, I feel like since coming out of the bullpen, it feels like he's added velocity.
Yeah, we look at Daniel Hudson. Thanks for asking before Ian. So he was the one who was warming up at the bullpen last time around when Gaspari's was throwing over the mound.
Yes.
Now he is checking in, and the Dodgers taking the first of their high leverage relievers. Hudson's one as such. If you want lefty against lefty, go to Anthony Banda.
And this is going to be a point in the game. Look, I know it's only bottom 3, but you get an opportunity with some high leverage outs because you get Soto and Judge to start here in this bottom 3, and then Jazz Chisholm because Giancarlo has been moved down in the order today. Just a spot. But 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. 1 run, 1 hit for the Yankees. It was a very quick top third. We'll see right now if the Yankees can find a way to get an extra run and try to tie it. I don't care if they're fence posting runs right now, just to try to get something. But Daniel Hudson will face off against Soto as he bounces a slider in the dirt, make it 1-0.
Yeah, ironically, former teammates up against each other with Juan Soto and Daniel Hudson, 2 members of the 2019 Nationals team, now opponents in this World Series.
This is going to match Soto right at the plate, challenge at 89, and he'll follow it straight back, make it 1-1. Again with Juan Soto, I know I mentioned this a few times throughout the broadcast, but I think it bears repeating once a day at least, in the sense for the Yankees that you have Soto and Gleyber Torres as free agents right at the 26 and 27 years of age respectively. So I think they're really set for some big paydays. And it's really easy to go ahead and say, hey, you didn't do much in the postseason, you don't deserve as much, but the regular season to get you there is just as important. So We'll see what Brian Cashman wants to do. Usually don't let free agents go in their prime, as it's now 2-2.
I would imagine that Soto and Torres would get big bags over the offseason. And Soto may be asking for as much money as anyone else would.
Yeah, he's one of the premier bats in baseball. I mean, he's been that since he was 19 years old, winning the World Series with the Nationals. Flat out carry them as well. 89, this would have been a ball, but it stays at 2-2 as he offers it a slider up.
And with the guy right behind him, Aaron Judge, you'd wonder if the same can be said about him. He had one of the biggest contracts in the league so far.
Yeah, again, it's just about that postseason success. You're trying to find a rare strikeout for Soto. This was low enough to get with the slider, but he couldn't get the bat head on it. Daniel Hudson will start his third with a strikeout.
Oh, a battle of former teammates. Normally you think that Soto will win the battle, but Hudson still has something left in the tank for him.
He was pretty good there on a slider. Again, it wasn't that far in the zone where Soto couldn't hit it. He just couldn't find it. And now last time Aaron Judge was up, he drew a walk. This one inside. I don't know if it hit Judge or hit the bat. They're going to say now that it hit Judge. I think he's going to go right to first. We'll take another look at it when we get it.
Yeah, we'll have to see if this one hit Judge. But Daniel Hudson, after striking out Juan Soto, he goes on to. Did I get his wrist? I think it must be his wrist. So the umpire is pointing towards that wrist area. I think it did hit him by that margin. But does Dave Roberts want to challenge?
I think he was looking toward, I think, the bottom of the left wrist, Alec, as you called. I think that's what bit him.
Yeah, now I see it. The bottom of the wrist. I don't think Roberts should challenge this one, but ouch. The wrist area is the worst place you want to get hit by.
Well, at least for Judge, 2 times in a row, he's gotten on the bases. I mean, that's what you want to have. Even if he's not driving in the RBI, at least he's not getting any outs or chasing right now. So that's a definite marked improvement. And we'll leave it up to Jazz Chisholm. Jazz has been a pretty good hitter, especially from the open in this World Series, as he was moved up. But Judge is at first after Soto struck out, as it's 1 out in the bottom third of the Bronx.
If you're going to get a double play, you have to throw quickly.
Yeah, Judge has some surprising speed. I would say out of the 1 to 99 range, he's probably in a 65 percentile. He's not slow. That's definitely for sure. He's a very big man in center field and patrols. Jazz Chisholm, this is a swing. It's going to bounce off the right field wall. Mookie Betts played it very clean. It's going to hold Judge at third. Jazz racing in with a double. Single.
So far, so good for the Yankees. They do get something as that liner to off the right field wall. Mookie Betts was right there at the spot. But now you bring up the most dangerous batter on this lineup, Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, it's interesting there. That one bounced off the wall so well. Mookie Betts played it perfectly as Judge cruised over to third. Chisholm was stuck at first. He's going to take a long single, and you're right, because with Stanton, there's a danger territory there to at least make this a 2-2 game. Or you could even, if you're Hudson, think about the walk, but then it does get dangerous alongside Anthony Rizzo because he's got a high batting average. So we'll see what Hudson wants to do. First pitch misses low, 1-0.
So far, not a good start for Stanton, or not a good start for Daniel Hudson after getting the 1 out on Juan Soto, but it's not looking that good for him. He's more of he could be a depth reliever, but he's playing like a high leverage one right now. He's got to play up to that.
Yeah, that's what we said. I mean, we're walking right into this in the third, the middle of the order here that can do some damage regardless of how much they struggle. It's a wild caveman swing for Stanton. And now this one buzzes the tower of Giancarlo Stanton. We'll see if this hits the bat or the wrist as he's shaking out the left wrist. Daniel Hudson's looking wild.
Oh, my goodness. After a good start with strikeout Soto, he has 2 players over at the area. Ooh. Well, that looked to be a wild swing. I don't know if he got that one. Now, I don't know if that hit him or if he got a swing off of that. Oh, I have to take a closer look.
Looked like this.
Review.
The left.
Maybe the bat I don't know.
The left knuckles, maybe? Maybe the bat as well. Maybe I hit him in the left knuckles on my second replay, where I'm getting another look at it now. The overhead view does us no good. You're not going to see anything there. But on the in-close look, Alec, that I'm getting now, maybe grazed off the knuckles.
I think it may have been the knuckles, and Dave Roberts is alleging that he swung at that. Might have hit the knuckles. I think it's more the knuckles and more so than the bat. But that replay from the batter's box, I think it gives us a clear picture that he got hit by the knuckles.
So I'm looking at this live a little bit as well. I know I'm a little bit ahead of Alec. As we get a toss over to first, it's going to be a 1-2 count against Giancarlo Stanton. He's still going to do battle with runners at first and third, I guess.
Well, I thought he got hit by the knuckles, and he should be over at first base now, but
I think so too.
Goes.
Jazz Chisholm goes. This pitch not close. They'll take second base. Yankees are in business here. Runners at second and third and one out. Giancarlo Stanton's got a 2-2 count.
Well, what goes. And you said about Jazz Chisholm and his speed. I feel that's the reason why they moved up to the 4.
Yeah, that was one of the things you talk about in the middle of the order, just to kind of get some speed to drive everybody else in. This pitch not close again to Stanton. It's a full count. 3-2 count. Dodgers nursing a 2-1 lead. Yankees runners in scoring position 5 of 25. Dodgers 4 of 22. But the best hitter wearing pinstripes is up to the dish right now. 3-2 with one out. Ducks in the pond at second and third. This could be huge for the Yankees. Stanton takes his walk. The bases are juiced.
5 of 25 of runners in scoring position this series for the Yankees. 424 on the other side for the Dodgers. You think that either side will be struggling in this department, but now the Yankees may be coming alive now after that walk. So even though they didn't rule that Stanton was hit by the pitch, he walked anyway. So funny how it works out. But nonetheless, bases loaded, and you have Anthony Rizzo. No pitching change either.
Yeah, that's a little scary here if I'm Dave Roberts. I'm not going to say manage or mismanage, or if he mismanages one. I know Ian called it before that he could have been known for that. We've known it in the past to be the case. But, yeah, because bullpen day or not, you got Landon Knack now starting to get warm here for the Dodgers. And I think it's still important that you keep the scoreline where it is because, okay, you can say courtesy, you got a 3-1 advantage at worst in the season series and you play tomorrow. If you got a chance to win a day and it gets close enough, I think you're going to have to. As Rizzo takes the ball down low. And again, this is a lefty-righty matchup we talked about. Rizzo hasn't shown the power yet, but he's definitely got power to be able to hit that one to right field.
He does. In the limited sample size he has between the ALCS and the World Series, he does have the power to get this one out. What helps Daniel Hudson is a double play. Force Rizzo to ground this ball to second or short.
That is what Hudson's trying to do, Alec, but he is missing very low on these pitches. Not even close enough for Rizzo to have to think about swinging. 2-0. We'll see if Rizzo wants to get big here on a swing. He will drive it foul down the first base line, make it 2-1.
There's something that helps Daniel Hudson to force him to swing and ground it.
If you do get a chance to ground it quickly, they can turn a double play. Yankees must get at least one more run out of this, though, as it's bases juiced. It's a 2-1 game, bottom three. John under with you alongside Alec Nava. This is skied up in the air. It's a lazy ball. This will be caught by Edman, and that's not going to get the job done. 2 outs.
Not deep enough for a sac wide. It does not move any of the runners, so now you just need 1 out. If you get it to short or second, you can just do a simple toss to second base and to get the runner out there.
So we're going to look right now to see if we get anything from Anthony Volpe. Maybe a gap to gap. This is his time to shine. Volpe! Big swing! This drive through the wall! Grand slam! Anthony Volpe!
Oh, the tables have turned. get the Yanks back on for the board. They now lead 5-2 thanks to their sophomore shortstop. Finally, his first home run, and about time for Volpe.
If I'm a Dodgers fan, I am. I knew as soon as they announced that the Dodgers were gonna play this as an opening game, I knew that something like this was gonna happen because Dave Roberts has done this before. He had, for reference, either a 2-0 lead or a 2-1 lead in the 2019 NLDS against the Nationals. What did he do in Game 4? He decided to do a bullpen game when he could have sent out Bueller and shut it right there. Instead, they lose Game 4, have to go to Game 5. He overmanaged again, and they ended up losing the series. I get it. They're up 3-0 now, but they had to have had another starter.
Ian, I'm with you. I'm not going to overjump either, but I do want to say this. If Aaron Boone gets another opportunity tomorrow to go ahead and put Garrett Cole out there, I don't think he makes the same mistake again to sub him out early if the Yankees do indeed have the lead against Jack Flaherty. You want to make sure you nip it in the bud right there. I agree with you.
As we get the final out, as this was a fly ball left field that was caught by Teoscar. Nothing more there for the Yanks. It's a grand slam, 5-2, but nonetheless, bullpen games, they worked and didn't work at the same time for the Dodgers. It's been mixed results, but it's one of those on again, off again for bullpen games for the Dodgers. It worked against the Padres. Didn't work in the first time around against the Mets, but then worked against the Mets. Against the Yankees, it's not working right now. But nonetheless, the Dodgers, the point is, there's no pregame to nothing. If you can have the Yankees give up one game, it will be this one. But then you go back to work tomorrow and you drop this one.
I don't disagree with your points either, Alec, on that side. The only thing I'll say, and from our broadcast radio call from the TV side, Daniel Hudson looked shaky as soon as he stepped on the mound. If Dave Roberts is fully committing to his bullpen day, he leaves in Volpe to hit that grand slam against Hudson, and that's what he did. So I think that Dave Roberts is going to commit to this bullpen day and take the L. That's certainly what it seems like.
Well, it may seem like that if this goes on for the Yankees to win this game. And maybe it may be an opportunity for the Dodgers if they were to refocus because they have a true starter for tomorrow. Should they go back to Jack Flaherty against Garrett Cole, a rematch of the Game 1 matchup? I would imagine that it could work the Dodgers' way.
Yeah, I think it could too. I just when you get the opportunity and Freddie Freeman already gives you a couple runs, and I see Daniel Hudson, I wouldn't mind. I'm just going to say this openly. I wouldn't mind if you bring in another one of the relievers just to get an out or two to kind of keep this thing rolling. But Alec, you get set to take it in this fourth.
In the meantime, it's a reunion between Marc-Andre Fleury and the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Wild are up 4-3 against the Penguins right now. To get back for the fourth inning, Teoscar Hernandez batting first against Luis Hill. First pitch, swinging a foul ball back on a slider. Dave Roberts, interviewed by the Fox broadcast, he's won 8 of his last 9 clinching games. Only time he hasn't won, and to look back to Game 5 of the NLCS against the Mets, that was the only lone hiccup. Papa, over beyond the foul stretch in right field, at the foul stretch, reaches for the stands, and it's caught! Anthony Rizzo leading and grabbing the ball in the foul territory. What a catch!
Yeah, even before the netting there, full extension for Anthony Rizzo. Again, he's used to pain. Full extension there, getting hit by some pitches. He makes a great play there, though, making the catch, foul line, first base.
And the early base running gap by Anthony Volpe. Borden made up with that grand slam.
Yeah.
He restores he gets the Yankees on their first lead since Game 1 of this World Series. 48 pitches in for Hill. First pitch is not even close on a changeup.
And now, Alec, we get to wonder too what the rope is for Luis Hill. He gets new life after that grand slam. So Aaron Boone probably lets him go maybe for a couple more innings. We'll see.
2-0 count. It's the same pitch, same placement up against Max Muncy. 198 batting average. As he is still going here. 50th pitch already, now to 51st. Is inside right center. Makes the count 2-1 for Muncy.
Haven't really seen the power yet from Max Muncy in this World Series. Everybody else has done a good job there for the Dodgers, but they could use a big hit from Max.
They could. Check swing at first base, he went. Reached in just enough. He evens up the count 2 apiece. 186 batting average this World Series, but he has yet to have a big swing that can power the Dodgers through. Oh, that one almost hit his knee. Full count now for Muncy. KK's on deck either way. And no double play on the making. Payout pitch. Foul back again. This fastball is at 98 miles an hour. That pitch was straight down for the middle for Muncy and almost was caught. That might have hit the helmet of Austin Wells. Ooh.
Yeah, he's a little bit all over the place right now, his heel.
Luis Hill, 55th pitch. Oh, that spiked the dirt. It wasn't even close. Muncy draws the walk.
So again, I just talked about getting new life from Volpe, breathing it into heel and see how long he can go. You don't want to start there with a walk.
You don't. Nonetheless, he was having it so good so far. Anthony Volpe got the Yankees to lead off that grand slam. The fourth youngest player all time of Grand Slam in the World Series in 23 years or 84 days. Ground ball. This may turn 2. One's gone. The second one. It's tied. KK thought he was safe. No, he wasn't.
I don't know if they want to try to challenge this out, but that's a very sweet turn on the double play. Again, I guess that's how you erase an immediate walk. I'm looking at it right now. I think they might challenge this. This is a bang-bang call. The Dodgers might win this, though. We'll see.
I think Dave Roberts may have to challenge this one. It seemed KK stepped foot by a quarter of an inch right before the catch made by Rizzo. Yep, I think he was ahead of the catch by Rizzo. And Dave Roberts, he may be in the right to challenge this KK signal for the safe call.
We're going to get a look now as far as what everyone else will see alongside Alec's call. Again, this just beats the foot before this goes into the webbing of the glove. Dodgers should be able to get this safe call to negate the double play. They'll get the out at second, but not the out at first.
So it's a fielder's choice nonetheless. They do get one out, which can do the job for them. And even so, it will be Shohei Hernandez who stayed put at first base, most likely should the Dodgers win this one.
I know it's a small thing for me, but I'll say it right now. Sometimes some runners would be known to kind of lollygag to first and not be safe, but not Shohei Hernandez. He fought to make sure to keep this inning still going. Good hustle down to first base.
Yep, Dave Roberts challenged, and he won the challenge. Kike is safe at first. He got ahead of Anthony Rizzo's catch by just a step onto the plate, just a quarter of an inch. Once he's out at second, no play at first. The throw was slightly late by inches, and now it's Gavin Lux, who normally walks out to Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar at Dodger Stadium.
That's a pretty good song choice there for Gavin. I will give him a thumbs up on that one.
First pitch ball as this was outside right on the changeup from Luis Hill. So 1-0 on the count. Nonetheless, this crowd has come alive here in Game 4 Volpe got to the lead. Oh, very friendly call. This was way to the right, yet they called a strike. The Dodgers had spent 21 innings with the lead. 7 times in this inning, 7 innings tied between them. This will be a bird pitch out here on the grounder. This is just the third time in an inning in this World Series that the Yankees have the lead.
Taking Paxlovid with certain medicines can lead to serious or life-threatening side effects or affect how it or other medicines work, including hormonal birth control. It's critical to tell your doctor about all the medicines you take because certain tests are used in their...
So we get a chance now to go to break after the ground ball has been made, and we'll get set to go bottom 4. I want to make sure I didn't lose Alec here on this. I don't know if we got some jumping here on the feed, but get a chance now to go to bottom 4 as it's still a 5-2 lead for the Yankees.
Yeah, I'm still around here, so in the meantime, the Rangers are attempting to mount a comeback against the Washington Capitals. They were down by 2. And then now they're within 1, though Alexei Protas got the Caps up by 2 again at the 4:30 mark. But then 14 seconds later, Philip Kino brings it to within 1. That's where we are after 2 periods between them. Alex Ovechkin goal total is now at 857 right now.
Yeah, I saw his first couple of goals here early before we got going here in the World Series. Pretty good pass across from the first one, alongside for Alexei Protas and Dylan Strome. Just hit him right up for one-timers that you like to have right in front of the slot. But the Rangers, as you mentioned, 6-1-1 in the year. A perfect 4-0 away from Madison Square Garden, trying to fight their way back in this one after 2 periods.
While they still lead 4-3 in what could be, it was likely Marc-Andre Fleury's last game at PPG Paints Arena. So it was a nice reunion between him, Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and Chris Letang. The old 09 boys back together, having won 3 Stanley Cups again in that impeccable run before Fleury got exposed to the expansion draft in 2017 to the Vegas Golden Knights. One of the key reasons why Vegas made the Stanley Cup final in their first season. And he's still otherworldly in that year. And now it is a riding off to the sunset, having mentored Philip Gustafson into a top-notch goaltender.
Yeah, definitely right about that. I'm looking on the other side for the Penguins as well. I know if you're talking about Joel Blomqvist, I know it's 34 out of 38, and the save percentage doesn't look all that good. However, he faces a lot of shots each and every night when he plays. I'd like to have him make a little bit less saves.
Ooh. Yeah, that may speak to the bad defense of the Penguins. It's just not good.
As it is, it's 4-3 with about 5 minutes left to go. Landon Knack now is the new starter for the Dodgers.
Yeah, after the outing that Daniel Hudson had, right choice to sub out Hudson and put in Knack. Haven't seen him in a lot of action, but here's his first pitch on the top line. Well, Knack has pitched 3 innings so far. He's gave up 5 earned runs, so he has noticeably struggled throughout. And you wonder, this could be the off day for the Dodgers. 2 pitches, 2 strikes for Knack. Well, 2 pitches, a ball and a strike, actually. They'll call it 1-1. First time he's pitched this game to the NLCS. Line drive to right. Chasing after his Mookie Betts. Picks it up. Withers for Duke. It'll be just a base hit.
So just a base hit. They'll take that right now if you're Knack. You work your way into this game. See what they can do as far as kind of cutting off any Yankee momentum. Ian might have been right before he left us there. If this would have been one of the games that you quote-unquote throw away, we'll see what we get now as Gleyber Torres gets a chance to turn the lineup over in the 4th.
And guess who's fired up, John? Spike Lee.
Oh, absolutely. Again, whether Knicks game, Yankees game, he's going to find a way to get his tickets.
Oh, yeah. That's upstairs. Hey, how about bring him over to some Rangers games as well?
You should. I mean, if Snoop Dogg loves the game as much as he does for hockey, I know in LA, got to get Spike Lee in on the Rangers.
Oh, for sure. Have Spike Lee get into some Rangers game. 1-0 pitch. Yeah, dead center on a fastball, 95 that time. I know Mac is listed as a starter on the ESPN side and Wikipedia, but he is being utilized more as a reliever. Not often do you see him as a starter, though, throughout this postseason side. 1-1 pitch, and Torres show bunt, retracts 2-1.
Again, that's not what I would want to do. Maybe they're just trying to throw Landon off his game a little bit with the pitch selection. Juan Soto now getting set to go, and the bat rack as Torres tries to get count leverage.
The 2-1. That's outside left. 3-1, even more outside to the left this time around. That's in comparison to the third pitch in the sequence.
Question now is, Alec, how long do you let Landon Knack go? Again, you want to use the bullpen day, and you want to commit to it. You want to make sure you don't use all your primo relievers because you need to try to win a game tomorrow if you don't win today.
It's a full count after that foul ball that went to the top right corner. I would believe that after that, you go to Brent Honeywell. I think that's my call there. Go to Honeywell after Knack. Knack is a native of Johnson City, Tennessee, in the eastern side of Tennessee, just right by on the trip to Bristol when driving on Interstate 26. Full count now. This next pitch will be Knack's ninth up against Gleyber Torres, who is 0 for 2. The pitch, payoff by Knack. They turn 2. One count on the next one. Right on the money. It's a 4-6-2 double play. He puts away both Verdugo and Torres.
Good turn there by the Dodgers. I know it's nothing flashing there in a tailor-made double play, but the Dodgers defense has been really good in this World Series so far. And now Juan Soto is going to bat with the bases empty.
No, it could put Soto even more at a disadvantage given the fact that they are at the bases empty here. The Dodgers down by 3 runs. This one upstairs on the first pitch. It's on a fastball. That could turn around his postseason struggles with a quality outing here. He did give up the leadoff base hit to Verdugo, but that's all there is. 1-0 pitch. At the right center side for the changeup. Evens the count at 1.
See what we get here with Soto. 2-1 count.
He's on a 24-game postseason on-base streak. He could extend that if they play tomorrow. This one outside right, 2-1 count. Soto's practicing swings. And it's readying up for the 13th pitch from Knack on the way. Ground ball picked up by Lutz. Soto, he will not get a chance as the throw is in time for Freeman. Well on time. 13 pitches. It is a lucky number 13 where Knack gets out number 3 of the 4th.
Hey, he used his defense there. A couple ground balls did the job. Turns away the Yankees with nothing as we go to the 5th. 5-2 Bronx Bombers. It's the first time I can actually use the words Bronx Bombers and feel like I'm not being disingenuous. They scored some runs today.
Oh, the Grand Slam certainly helps. It may not be consistent enough for the Yankees. At least they can get something if they want to start square one. The Grand Slam helps. I'm not sure if they can complete this 3-0 series comeback. Well, the closest this year in terms of 3-0 series comebacks, well, a previous series that we covered.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Again, the Oilers made that one pretty close in the Stanley Cup final. And I did see, I think it was on Amazon. I don't have Amazon, but they did show the Connor McDavid quotes at the end, and you get the real raw emotion of what it's like to go through the battles to try to win a Game 7 to play in the Stanley Cup Finals. That'll be a lot of the same things in the World Series, the emotion that comes out through it. And you know what? In all honesty, I'll just talk about that for a second, Alec. I thought it was pretty cool to hear some of that stuff from McDavid. I wasn't even upset remotely that he cursed or got a little heated because you know what? You care. You don't want to lose. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see these guys move around like robots.
Yeah, you don't. And let's say in an alternate universe that he or Zach Hyman tied up the game. Let's say in an alternate universe that Game 7 goes to overtime and the Oilers score the winner and get the Stanley Cup. let's say in an alternate universe all that happens. You think that the moves that they make in this offseason happens in that alternate universe?
No, it doesn't. I think that's a great question by you. No, I think you try to make sure that you hold on to guys like Warren Fogle, especially, who I thought was a very good key contributor alongside the Edmonton Oilers. They lost some guys in their bottom six. I know Dylan Holloway and things like that would be guys that you don't want to overpay, but they played very well.
I mean, Fogle, McLeod, those are two guys with top-notch chemistry on the third line side. You don't want to lose key defensive pieces like them. Cody Ceci, I understand for that bit. He has a low ceiling though, and the floor fans don't want to think about it.
I think that was a great question by you. I honestly never thought about it that way, but in an alternate universe, that would have made sense. And if that was the case, you'd probably see Kachuk or Barkov or Paul Maurice get a little bit heated. So we'll step back into the World Series here. I'll take the fifth, and I'll go back into the sixth. We'll keep switching off. So the way that this looks, it looks like we're going to have to book our tickets for tomorrow. We'll see what happens, though, with Luis Heel. Right now, this is an outing that I think he can be proud of. It's only just through 4 innings right now, just starting the fifth, as it's 0-2 against Will Smith. But that's really what he had to be able to do, 5 or 6, 2 runs or less. Will Smith toward the track. Never mind. This one's gone. A fifth scraper for Smith. It would have not been gone anywhere else, but he'll take it.
Anything you can and to get back into this game here, the Dodgers. Well, they're behind. No pressure. Will Smith is just getting launched one deep onto the first ropes. Juan Soto doesn't even have a chance to catch that one. Not even in a blink of an eye. It's now a 2-run game thanks to Will Smith's third home run this postseason. Even for him batting well below the Mendoza line, you can never count out the hunger of a dog.
No, well, sometimes you can say that other stadiums take away, while Yankee Stadium giveth, because some of these home runs that we've seen from Volpe, now Will Smith on the other side, most all-time by Dodgers catchers, 8th career postseason home run. And now it's Tommy Edman. And I can't believe I'm saying this now, but I'm about to, as it's a 5-3 Yankees lead. Yankees better be careful now with Luis Heel. I just said he was having a good start. I still think he is. But I think you got to make sure, whether it's Tommy Kahnle, whether it's Cousins. I know Cousins been overworked, so maybe not. But start to get somebody warm in the bullpen at least.
If I'm Aaron Boone and Matt Blake, I would stay away from Jake Cousins, considering he has pitched in the first 3 games. Stay away from him. Make sure that he doesn't get overworked.
I think that's probably a good call, Alec. That's why I had to second guess myself a little bit with Cousins at least. But I do think you're going to have to start getting some activity, because Luis Hill, you just don't know. Still a young arm, as you get a lot of the sunflower seed affair that they showed on the camera shots. John Under with you alongside Alec Nava. It's a 2-1 count now against Tommy Two Bags, as Luis Hill's about to throw pitch number 66.
Oh, and an entire Dodger dugout fired up after Will Smith's long ball. That is his 9th of his postseason career and still extending that Dodger record.
I can't believe that we're still not seeing Marcus Stroman. It's Tim Hill now, which is definitely a good one to get. Hill draws the walk there with Edman, so Edman's a threat to be able to steal some bases. I think Tim Hill's going to have to start getting warm a little more quicker here.
Hey, I'm still baffled right now that Aaron Boone hasn't considered using Marcus Stroman, unless there's something in terms of injuries that we don't know of. Is Stroman still dealing with his injury? Has he not fully healed from it? There's no word from him.
No, and Alec, I don't disagree with your point. The only thing I would say is this. Do the Yankees really not have any other pitchers available? Because to have somebody who's hurt that we'd have to assume that we haven't seen on the roster would make no sense, because Marcus Stroman is a guy that can absolutely get you outs.
Yeah, I'll say this. The fact that Nestor Cortez got back up to the mound and he was activated off the IR after Stroman, and Stroman hasn't even seen the mound yet. I'm not so sure of that one if I'm Aaron Boone.
No, and that does, I think, give credence to your point that there's got to be some sort of injury there. Otherwise, if you're going to play Nestor Cortez, who hadn't pitched in about 5 months, it just makes you scratch your head. But they will go to Tim Hill. He's going to need to make sure that he gets this locked down because it's still no outs. You got Will Smith with a bomb, and then you have in the mix Tommy Edman with the walk. We took a commercial break. It's one runner. Top five, no outs. Yankees still up 5-3.
And Ohtani at the plate. It has been dangerous with Rose's scoring position, but I wonder how effective his swings would be, given that he's doing that shoulder subluxation.
Yeah, that is something that we will continue to monitor, Alec, as we talked about. His last at bat kind of drove toward the warning track a little bit, and we'll see that caught Verdugo by surprise, but he was able to make the catch. And we will see if anything else happens with Ohtani. But that was the best swing we probably saw from him in over a game and a half. And Tim Hill right now, off of the lefty, is just going to need to throw strikes.
It's the same score that the Wild and Penguins are at the final score. Wild pick up a big win and continue to winning in ways. I'm a little surprised that they are getting these wins at early on.
I know you and I kind of had a back and forth conversation, and I did agree with you as far as the Wild. We'll see if this one kind of holds on for them, how good they look. But maybe when you think about it now, all it really took, I know Marc-Andre Fleury today, who got the win, but all it really took maybe for the Wild is Philip Gustafson to kind of find his game again.
It did. Well, at least this game is not a shutout. Well, the Blues, oh dear Lord.
7-0 Senators?
We didn't expect any of this. 7-0.
The Blues have been good. Ohtani gets a base hit. So any of the injury or not, we get a slow-mo on his swing there from Hill. He's ready to swing on the first pitch. He gets it. Here's another bomb drop. The Seattle Kraken have an 8-2 lead over the Canadiens. They're going to take 2 points today.
Wow. Just wow.
Some absolute goal-scoring shenanigans going on. And now Tim Hill, again, this is in relief of Luis Gil. He was responsible for Tommy Edman at second. Now it's Ohtani at first. And then you got Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. So hold all tickets. You were feeling good if you're a Yankees fan. It's only going to take one swing to change that. It's still top 5.
So the sidearms are still around, good, alive and well for Tim Hill.
Edman at second. Ohtani at first. Betts. This is a slow turn. They're not going to be able to get 2. So move the runner to third. And you have Betts at first. Ohtani is erased.
You replace Ohtani with Betts. Well, not a bad option here, but pick your poison. It was a bouncer, so not too much for a double play. It only gets 1 out, given that Ohtani is tossed out. Well, the throw just in time, but nonetheless, damage may be just slightly there. It's not enough for a double play.
Freddie Freeman, first pitch. He'll offer. He is, let's see if he's safe or not. Dave Roberts immediately goes to the phone. He offers. The out is at second. Freddie thinks he beat it, and we're going to stay on the field for a moment.
So hold your horses here. I know there's an out at second, but wait one moment. Well, Freddie thinks he is safe. Well, this is the second time in which we're going to have a challenge here from Dave Roberts. So we're not done yet with this 5th inning. The call is being made for a challenge, but this looks so close to call. Tim Hill thinks it is a double play, but we'll have to see about this. The obvious answer is that we have an out at second with Mookie Betts turned away. Is Freddie safe? Well, we don't see much on the backside of the camera, but the second camera may get a better look. Oh, it's just like the Teoscar Hernandez fielder's choice.
I think so, Alec. I think Dave Roberts is going to be dose for dose on this one.
I think he is. So it's just like deja vu, John.
Yeah, it really is. And again, we keep talking about Freddie Freeman and his ankle and everything else. Is he running well? He really does look like he's running pretty well.
Well, and even better should Dave Roberts win this, he gets a run in from Tommy Edman.
We're going to get the official call. That's an RBI for Freddie. I was going to ask you again the same question I did. You know where I was going with it. Why even pitch to him? Well, at least he drives in the RBI with a sacrifice. So the Dodgers now try to draw ever closer.
It's just from the four fingers if you're pitching to Freddie. Yeah, that's runners safe, so the Dodgers are within one.
5-4 here. So again, bullpen game or not, looks like the Dodgers are game for it. And are we already pulling Tim Hill? We might be. We're going to go to commercial break. We'll sort it out in a moment.
Oh my goodness. I mean, we're already at this point. I mean, Aaron Boone overmatched his bullpen in game one. And now Tim Hill, after getting 2 outs, and after that same call on Freddie Freeman, you pull Hill after 5 pitches. And for Clay Holmes, well, Hill is a solid reliever. I'm not denying that. But why are you pulling him after 5 pitches?
Alec, I wish I had the answers for you. Again, if we did, I think you and I would be doing professional broadcasts, being paid a lot of money. I still think we're professional, though. I enjoy it. I don't understand it. I think it's overmanaging completely. Honestly, Tim Hill is one of your better relievers. Now, Clay Holmes, what are you going to do here? Are you going to go ahead and do a third of an inning and then pull him and then try to put in Tommy Kahnle? Because if he starts doing that dance, I think the Dodgers come all the way back and win it.
Oh, I'm already face palms in my forehead. I mean, because I don't understand the logic from that.
No.
Hill got 2 of the 3 outs needed for this fifth inning. Why are you pulling him? He's having himself a solid outing here. He did give up that run on that fielder's choice.
Right.
After a successful challenge by Freddie Freeman. That's not his fault.
No, absolutely not. It's already on base. You think one of them is going to get in, especially when you got Tommy Edman. You got to go around that lineup. Limit the damage. That's the most important part of it. So right now, as it stands, 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the fifth for the Dodgers. We're still going here, top 5. That answers Dodgers' single run scored in the second. Grand slam for Anthony Volpe in the third, as it's 5-4 Yankees. But this game is swinging back and forth like a pendulum. Again, maybe from the grand slam, it kind of felt like the Yankees might take this one. I'm not going to lie. I felt that in the call, but the way that the bullpen's getting managed or mismanaged, whatever words you want to use there for Aaron Boone, he's not going to take all the blame, Alec, but I don't think he's blameless.
Yeah, I'm with you there. He may not take all the blame, but he doesn't get a pass for this one. The overmatchment of this bullpen with Tim Hill, he's stuck him out after 5 pitches for Clay Holmes. It's just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
He just swaps over relievers like flies.
Yeah, you might need him later. And again, Teoscar Hernandez, first pitch from Holmes, popped up in the air, makes the catch. So the Yankees get the damage limited, but the Dodgers score 2. It's a 5-4 game now. Yankees still lead as we go bottom 5.
Well, there's the little solace there for the Yankees, along with that grand slam from Anthony Volpe. Besides that, along with the Alex Verdugo sacrifice ground out, it's scoring Volpe in the second. There's just nothing else for the Bronx Bombers. I mean, they are ahead, but you gotta have to continue to quick on it. You gotta continue with the bats connecting, and that begins with who you have as the leadoff man, which I believe would be Aaron Judge in the bottom of the 5th, and it is. You gotta continue on this. He doesn't have a hit, but he scored a run and he's drawn a walk. This may be the best that we've seen in Judge in this World Series. Even so, it might not be enough.
No, it might not. I know it's a difficult question for you to have to ask, so this is rhetorical for me. But I know the Yankees have the lead still, as you said, but now 5-4. I'm not even confident, even in the bullpen day now, where it is, because Dave Roberts could elect to start putting in his better relievers. I think Dave Roberts probably believes he's got a chance to win this game, and if I'm a Yankees fan, I'm not all that confident anymore after those 2 runs.
Yeah, I don't feel there's confidence here after the 2 runs in the 5th inning. It feels like this physical spark might not be there. It's just a physical spark. First it was just a lightning bolt, and now a physical spark. We don't know how much is going to be in this 5th inning for the Yankees, but they have to be sure that they get as much run support for their guys as much as they can here, because against Landon Knack, yeah, they got ahead against him, but this is the best that we saw Knack. I don't know how slick it's going to be.
No, we'll find out. Again, Landon Knack against Aaron Judge. You think if Aaron Judge is going to find a way to get things going, he's got a run scored, a walk. He doesn't technically have a bat to count because of the walk there, so he's still 0 for 0. The Landon Knack, 1 inning, 1 hit. That was all. Daniel Hudson was the one that got rocked. 1 inning, 2 hits, 4 earned runs off the Volpe grand slam with a walk and a strikeout. And Ben Casparius, he had some walks, but I thought he did fine. 2 innings in the opener, 1 hit, 3 walks, 1 earned run.
Yeah, Daniel Hudson was the only hiccup, but Landon Knack so far is still good.
So we'll see what we get here as you get to the Yankees' meat of the order. It's been a couple times through for both teams right now as we're bottom 5. Watching this one on Fox. John on here with you alongside Alec Nava. Alec will get set to take the 6th for us. Aaron Judge was hit by a pitch, walk, and a run scored. So he's already been on base twice without having to swing it. And this one will be booted by Edman. Judge runs well, and now he'll reach on an error. Tommy Edman can't make the simple play.
Well, that's now twice that we saw Tommy Edman bobble on some of the simplest defensive plays. Well, first up, you have that one miscue. Can't pick it up. The throw to first, not on time. The thing is, Edman almost made up for that. And it was a perfect throw, but that was so late. But he made up for that because the judge, he saw the bobble from Tommy Edman. And as soon as he couldn't pick it up, Judge took out the ring. Good speed for a 6'8" guy.
Yeah, no doubt about it, because if he didn't get that there for Judge, if he didn't run hard, Edman threw a gun toward first, and that would have easily been an out. But bobbled it off the glove. He lifted it just high. It bounced. Judge will be at first. Again, if the Yankees win or lose, you can say at least in this one, Judge is on base all 3 times when they really need him. And now it's Jazz Chisholm with a runner at first. And a 2-0 count as Knack spikes the changeup in the dirt.
If he gets himself into trouble, you may want to start thinking about putting a reliever in the bullpen.
Yeah, that's the age-old question, Alec, as we talked about throughout this broadcast. How many relievers in this bullpen day technically does Dave Roberts want to use? He doesn't want to use his primo guys, but dare I say, you're only down a run in the 5th. This is a game that the Dodgers could win, so you don't really want to throw those away. As 2-0. This one's skied. We'll see if it stays in play. Muncy will give it a look. Third base side, it goes foul.
Well, it's some momentum for Landon Knack because up against Jazz Chisholm, you may need a double play to save your bacon. Judge runs well, Chisholm runs well.
Yes, he does. And again, you made the good call about Chisholm moving up in the order. It was a small thing there for Aaron Boone, but to just try to get more speed than alongside Giancarlo Stanton, maybe to drive them in. It makes sense to get some stolen bases, and Chisholm's really good at that. 2-1. This one's got on a changeup. This will go out of play. Count swells to 2-2.
Speed helps out. That's why you move Chisholm up in the order. You set up Stanton for a long ball if you were to blast it towards the seats.
Chisholm definitely has the power. He's a very versatile infielder as well, outfielder. He's got team control, I think, for the next 4 years for the Yankees. He's got a really sweet chain on as well, as they keep showing that on Fox. It makes me jealous. This one outside does not get the call. It is 3-2. You could maybe hit and run if you want there with Aaron Judge. We'll see what they want to do.
And as we speak on injury updates, well, we do have one. Luka Doncic is back.
That is good. Be able to run through some of that, deal with some of those injuries. This one misses up high. Chisholm draws the walk. Runners at first and second, no outs, and Giancarlo Stanton due up next.
I think it's about now where you have the mound meeting. Say whoever he faces, this could be one of the last sequences for Knack. He's a long reliever, but you want to have a mound meeting as soon as possible if you continue to struggle in this regard. And the long stretches. Triple play, which is rare, can help.
If you call that, I'm going to have to get you some lottery tickets. It is 5-4 Yankees. Runners at first and second. Stanton, big swing, follows it, foul right field.
I mean, to be fair, I did see a triple play, the one that got the Padres to the playoffs.
I would love to see a triple play. Why not? Now all of a sudden I want Giancarlo Stanton to hit in one. 0-1. This one misses up high. Make it 1-1. He does not offer on the check swing.
17 career postseason home runs for Giancarlo. Still, he ranks fourth in franchise history. We've yet to see one here, though.
He could be due because usually it seems like when he gets a hit, it's probably a home run. They're showing camera shots of Game 5 starters in Flaherty and Garrett Cole, should we need it. 86, perfect pitch there for Knack. Slider on the outside black. Make it 1-2.
So now that it's ruled out the possibility of having Garrett Cole pitch in this game, and perhaps we don't know who Arizona is going to go to.
That is the case. We'll see what they want to do. Stanton goes golfing. He goes too early on a slider, and it's the first Yankees out in the fifth.
Don't throw out the triple play they called from you, mate. Well, there's one for Knack. Now, perhaps a double play can help you out big time. It's not exactly a golf ball swing, but reach for a ball which it wasn't really there at all.
No, it was just too far out of the bat path there. Still leave it up to Anthony Rizzo and then Anthony Volpe. We got the two that have been able to do some damage. We'll see if we get the same-sided handedness matchup here. It's 0-2 for Rizzo. Knack throws pitch number 26. That one called the ball. It was right there. It was high a little bit, but it's 1-0.
You got Judge at second, Chisholm at first. If Rizzo can get this up, if it's deep enough on his base hits, that could bring in Judge all the way.
So if Rizzo gets a single and Volpe hits a second grand slam, would that be something that we ever saw in the World Series? Probably not.
I doubt it, but it would be a spectacle.
1-1 count as Rizzo waits on the pitch from Knack, about to throw 28 out of his bullpen relief. Dodgers only down 1. Check swing. He's safe as Rizzo. It's still 2-1 now, trying to get count leverage.
The 2-1. And entering this next one, I want to wonder if there's anything else.
We'll see, because Rizzo's also open to being hit by a pitch. He does very crouch in the plate. He'll reach for this one to center field. Kike is underneath it. That'll hold the runners right where they are. And Volpe, if he gets it, he's going to have to settle for a 3-run shot. He's the hero right now for the Yankees. And they're showing Anthony Volpe. This is a cool camera shot. As a youngster in the 2009 World Series parade, what a thrill it must be for him to be batting with the Yankees.
He's batting with his dream team, and now he's getting his shots.
That is so cool. 2 outs, bottom 5. Volpe already has a grand slam, 1-for-1. That was a curveball to hit. It was high, but he took it. It's 0-1.
It has to be a thrill being a kid attending the Yankees World Series parade. You grew up idolizing your favorite team and now playing for your favorite team.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. He's got all sort of talent, speed as well. Again, Volpe's still just 23 years of age, so you think he's going to continue to get better. 28 stolen bags for him as well. 12 RBI, 12 home runs, 60 RBI. Pretty talented all the way across the board as he waits on a 1-1. We'll see what he gets. He gets the sign from Will Smith. Knack delivers. This at 85. This will be just shy of the warning track in center. Kike makes the catch. The Yankees get turned away with nothing.
So the Dodgers are still in good position to come back from behind. They can take advantage of the overmanagement of the bullpen by Aaron Boone. We don't know if they're going to go up ahead or even tie it. I think they may have a good chance because they're right there crawling up on the Yankees' footsteps. Tim Hill, 5 pitches. Clay Holmes, so far right now as it stands, just 1 pitch. I don't know how long Holmes' leash is, but he'd be better suited as a setup man role right now.
Yeah, and again, when it gets late enough, we'll see. But if the Yankees have the lead, you got to use Luke Weaver yet again.
I don't know, but if they have to use Weaver again, that does not speak the best of volumes.
Yeah, I mean that's 4 straight games to have to be able to use Luke Weaver. You would think you need him in Game 5. Hey, look, I'm going to say this. I know Aaron Boone's not going to do this, but Alec, I don't think you make the same mistake twice. If Garrett Cole, if we get to it in Game 5, he's rolling. Let's say he's in the 7th inning again, 6th inning, with 85 pitches left to go. I let Garrett Cole go as long as he wants to, because if he's rolling, you need to make sure that you go to this next game. Garrett Cole pitched so well in Game 1 that the Yankees probably should have taken that one. And I think if Aaron Boone gets second life, they're not going to make that same mistake with Cole.
Yeah, he has to go at least 90 pitches. He can go as long as 100 if needed as well.
He's a horse. He's an ace. I mean, I put him in the same category. I know these guys are older now, but it's the same vintage of Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer. When Jim Leyland was the manager here in Detroit, he would let the boys go as long as he wanted to until they didn't have any energy anymore. Garrett Cole's the type of guy to do that. He's an old school fastball pitcher. He wants to be out there.
He wants to be out there as long as he can. That's why you pay him a lot of money so that he can pitch for as long as he can until the firepower is no more. At least 6 innings, at least 7 innings, and maybe up to 7 innings, as we had to stand up to cancer signs here by every member of the Yankees, the Dodgers, all of these fans, and even the broadcast booth, Joe Davis and John Smoltz.
Yeah, I always like when they do that with all the fans. They all have their signs. They all have it done. Again, it's a disease that everyone has to deal with, unfortunately, and hope at some time, hopefully in our lifetime, that we find a way to get stuff treated and get it done. Main thing is you want to catch it early if you can.
And at these days where we're still finding a cure to cancer, we're still praying for those who are affected by cancer.
Yes. It's always a beautiful sight there for them to show it every time in the World Series. Everybody's standing with their signs, and it is literally everyone in a packed house in the Bronx is now as we get the cheers, and we'll get set for baseball here. But that's a nice sight.
I stand up for survivors. I wish I had a sign with me, but I'll say the same thing. I stand up for survivors.
Absolutely. So, Alec, you'll get set to take away this 6th. This is I can't say brand new baseball game because the Dodgers have never let it get out of striking distance. They find a way to get a couple more runs here, then we'll start to wonder what's going to go on with the Yankees and their bullpen. Alec and I talked about that as much as well. They've been heavily taxed. The way that Aaron Boone's kind of used it, for an inning and a third there, third of an inning here, 2/3 there. So at some point, I think that also burns you too. So I think, again, I'll say that Aaron Boone is not going to get the full extent of the blame, but I would not be surprised, and I know this leads into the offseason should we get there early in this week. I'd not be surprised if Aaron Boone has to go into some meetings alongside Brian Cashman, and they talk about the events that have taken place.
There are going to be some hard conversations in the offseason in that Yankees front office, no matter the result of tonight's game. Between Aaron Boone, Brian Cashman, and Bill, there are going to be some uncomfortable conversations to be had.
Yeah, I'm glad that you agree, and I'm glad that we said it that way, because I feel like you have to. If I didn't bring that up, I would have been lying to everybody else here. I don't want to do that. Again, I won't get into the specifics. I think we know about the contract situations with Torres and Soto. I think those ones are going to be slam dunk. But you got to make sure you have the manager to be able to lead you to that next spot. And I'll be frank on my own end as we're in the commercial break. With AJ Hinch and the Tigers, all the stuff that went up the Houston Astros, I was a little bit uncomfortable alongside when he first joined the Tigers. Now I really can't see another manager ever being in a Tigers uniform for quite a while. I don't know if Aaron Boone is the guy. Yes, he's kind of in the Yankees lore. Member of World Series championships and all that, but you do have to be able to command the troops. And you don't know when's the next time the Yankees will get back to the World Series. It's not a given.
Given that there are other teams that are hungry and ready to take advantage of these opportunities, they'll be right there and want to seize it for their taking. You have other teams that are looking to hear this, like the Cleveland Guardians. They were 3 games shy of it. They fell in the hands of the Yankees. His first pitch for Muncy down through the middle. But as you said, other teams that are looking at this opportunity want to seize it for themselves, like the Guardians, and also like the Baltimore Orioles, who have several more steps to take before they can get there. So swing it up miss on the second pitch. The Kansas City Royals, another rising team from this year. They spent in this offseason, they added at the deadline. Detroit Tigers, who took advantage of a hot run to end the year. 0-2, Muncy. Oh my goodness, 3 straight strikes. He will sit down.
Good work there for Clay Holmes. Do not mess around. Get out there, throw strikes with the lead. Try to hold on to this one for the Yankees. There is no tomorrow. They need Clay Holmes to lock down.
Tomorrow is definitely not guaranteed for the Yankees. We don't even know if they're going to get the opportunity tomorrow, whether or not. KK sees his inside 1-0 between the right line himself.
Clay Holmes already going out throwing 98, so he knows what's at hand.
Light thrower, at the very least. Big swing and a miss. It went towards that bottom left corner for KK. Didn't connect.
So they show the Yankees bullpen 0 or 1 earned run allowed in 9 of 12 games. And that's what they need right now from Clay Holmes, the former closer.
Got him looking at right center on a sweeper. So no 0 or 1 earned run allowed in 9 of their 12 games this postseason, as you noted. One of those 3 games in which it was the exception was that grand slam from Freddie Freeman in game 1. So this bullpen, as much as we want to discuss about the Dodger bullpen being a lights out, the Yankee bullpen has been normally lights out for the most part. 1-2. And that's downstairs on a slider. So there will be no goes there for KK. Count is now 2-2.
Mark Leiter Jr. now starting to get warm for the Yankees.
I will wonder if he is ready to go for the 7th inning. This one is a swing and a miss. KK will not add to his October highlights now. So this Yankee lead safe for the moment at 5-4.
Yeah, Clay Holmes, that was a devastating sinker at 98, close enough to entice his swing. He certainly looks good right now in this 6th inning of work.
Mercado looks he is practicing on his swings in the meantime. Yankee fans are getting to be fired up once again, as this is downstairs for Lux 97 on the fastball.
Again, throughout this series, Alec, there hasn't been much for the Yankees to cheer about. Again, they were silenced pretty much all of yesterday.
1-0, outside right. It's a sinker this time around for Holmes. We'd imagine that that Lux would be the last batter that Holmes faces. He's at 11 pitches, but I think if this could be a quick outing here against Lux, then he may earn himself another batter or 2. 2-1 here, as this was thrown outside right. We don't know about who is going to be up next for the Dodgers in terms of relievers, but we have yet to find out once we get to the bottom of the 6th. The 2-1 on the way. Bouncing ball, so go to Torres. Right on the money to Rizzo. That brings us to the bottom of 6. Yankees still lead 5-4.
That was probably one of the more convincing reliever outings there for the Yankees. If I am Boone, I'm going to say it again, leave in Clay after that inning. He definitely deserves another one after that. That looked dominant.
another batter. And in the middle of the seventh, right after you punch out a runner, or after one batting sequence, you bring in Leiter.
I'm with you there. I want to at least look at that. Make sure that Clay Holmes at least gets another opportunity here before they decide to even make a switch. Yankees have an opportunity. Try to add some runs here. In the bottom of the sixth, it's still 5-4. This game too close to call, but the Yankees have a tenuous lead.
Oh, as we look at the live scoring updates, we have some final scores. The Anaheim Ducks and New York Islanders scored goals entirely of power plays. Up until the empty netter by the Anaheim Ducks, it's a 3-1 final score. Frank Petrano, who scored 30 plus last year, he finally gets his first of the year.
What do you think about the Ducks uniforms? Do you like those or no?
I have mixed opinions in my honest opinion, but they nailed it going back to the Mighty Ducks logo with the mix of a modern touch.
Yes. The logo, I completely agree with. Another team that kind of made some changes were the LA Kings, and I like that logo throwback as well.
The old Risky era throwback logo.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that one. I'm surprised that the Islanders lost this game to the Ducks. It's a 3-1 spot, and according to ESPN, Troy Terry, congratulations. He got his 100th goal of his career.
Oh, a big one indeed. As it stood as the game winner in this game, alongside Leo Carlson on the man advantage. Flyers shut out the Bruins. They've had the worst save percentage this calendar year, and that includes in the time when Carter Hart was on the team. It's a 2-0 shutout victory for Philadelphia. Long goals from Tyson Forrester and the empty netter from Joe Farabee. Samuel Ersson with a 23 save blanking.
I know everybody in the Atlantic's kind of bunched up right now, Alec, but I'm a little bit concerned with the Bruins at 4-5-1. I thought they might be a little bit better.
Oh, I wonder, especially the goaltending of Jeremy Swayman, you think that there'll be some sort of turnaround. But so far, it's a slow start for the Bruins. They got to start getting up some win streaks. Well, Montreal can say it's over now. And so can St. Louis.
Yeah, there was a couple of absolute blowouts.
Well, not in the case of the Rangers Capitals. It's a first pitch ball from Wendell Knapp to Austin Wells. The Washington Capitals get a 5-3 victory over the New York Rangers. The Rangers handed their first L in regulation on the season. 1-0. That's a foul tip and went on the chest plate of Will Smith. Evens up the count at 1.
Again, just a quick thing for me before we jump back into the World Series. I'm looking across for Jacob Chikrin. Only had 1:50 of ice time. I think he sustained an injury. We'll continue to follow that once we know.
Get a 1-2 count on Austin Wells. 35 pitches in for that, so he is still going. 5-4 Yankee lead, bottom of the sixth. Right to Austin Wells. Verdugo on deck. Wells, statistically the worst batter on this team. This pitch, sky to right field. He does the bat flip. It's a fair ball. Home run.
384 feet at 107 exit velocity. He went with a pitch up high off the bat flip, Alec. It would have been a ball anyway. He stayed with it and served it out the right field. And again, we talk about it with Dave Roberts. You must be committed to this bullpen day. Again, it's a game still within striking distance. Now the Yankees have a 2-run lead at 6-4.
Well, whether or not the Dodgers come back to win this game, I would still believe the Dodgers have this series in the bag on most accounts.
You would have to think so. I just wonder whether or not you want to end it today or tomorrow, because I do think between Flaherty and Cole, should we get to it, that's going to be another good pitching matchup.
It should be 1-0 for Verdugo. On the way, live ball through left field. It's not going to be deep enough. Teoscar backs up just shy of the warning tracks, and Verdugo put back onto the dugout. That bat flip is cold. I mean, Even for the Yankees down 3-0 in this series, that has to be one of the coldest bat whips ever.
Yeah, and you have to have that there, Alec, because they've been struggling to score some runs. It's got to feel good.
And they needed that badly. Oh, check swing. That's not going to matter. Bottom left corner for Gleyber Torres. 0-1 count. Maybe coming to the end of Landon Knox's outing as Torres, center field, isn't deep enough. And Kike says no. 2 up and 2 down.
So landing that couple hard hit balls, but he was able to get a couple outs. But Austin Wells already got one. Have to deal now with Juan Soto.
The Juan Soto may be the last one that Knack may be going up against. Now, if the Dodgers continue to trail in the 7th inning, do you sub out Knack if one at Honeywell, or if the Dodgers take the lead, do you go to your high leverage arms if you're trying to protect this week? First pitch, bottom right corner on a changeup. Good placement there for Knack.
Yeah, it's a good question by you, Alec, and I have to think that it looks like Dave Roberts is committed to this no matter what. I would say Honeywell, if I had to guess. I do think it's a little bit interesting because, again, the game is close enough for the Dodgers to take it. We'll just see if the bats can continue to score some runs.
We'll just see it. 0-2. This is going to be an automatic ball, I think, or is this going to be time called for Juan Soto? They'll say it's time called. So he stepped away from the plate, and it's not going to be counted as an automatic ball. 0-2 on the way. That is just outside. Borderline slider though from Knack, but just didn't miss by much though. It's a 1-2 count for Soto Pacheco. 1-2. He went golfing, and he'll sit down.
So 6-4 now your score. A big add-on run there for Austin Wells as we'll get set to go in the 7th in the moment. This game is, again, I have to mention it, for the taking. If the Dodgers want to commit to one game, that's fine. Still got a good pitching matchup tomorrow with Flaherty and Cole should we get there. Still feels like 3 more innings and 9 more outs is an eternity. This game's not over yet by a long shot.
No, it's not until the final 3 outs are secured or until there is a walk-off. And in the meantime, we did get one final score from the basketball side of things. Luka Doncic left for some time, but he finished the game playing 40 minutes out of the 48. 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. And even though he left for a brief time going limping, it was his co-star, Kyrie Irving, with 35 points on 6 of 8 from 3.
And I guess I know you talked about this yesterday, I believe, in between the Nuggets and the Rockets. Nuggets must like playing OT games, back-to-back OT games. They currently have a 133-129 lead over the Brooklyn Nets.
And I know the Mavericks, they got to win 120-114. It was a nice battle between Kyrie Irving and Anthony Edwards, who had 37 points, 7 of 13 from 3.
I kind of wonder how that trade is going to work out for Minnesota when you think about, again, Julius Randle and Karl Anthony Towns switching teams. What did you think about it?
Evenly balanced. And I initially thought it was Minnesota coming on top, but now I think about it evenly balanced. Towns can go at the 5 spot. Mitchell Robinson, he's more likely going to be put on the bench now, considering that he hasn't been healthy over the past few years. Normally you have it on the starting lineup. But the loss of Isaiah Hartenstein to OKC exploited a hole that the Knicks need to fill in. They got another offensive piece. And even though it came at the expense of Randall and one of the Villanova boys and Dante DiVincenzo, it can help out the Knicks. Minnesota, they keep up their defensive reputation with Randall and DiVincenzo. And they're also two-way guys as well. DiVincenzo can nicely come off the bench and deliver you key points.
I think so too. So we'll continue to monitor that because you would think for Minnesota and for the Mavericks, it's going to probably be another playoff-type matchup that we'll see.
Yeah. And I know for Denver, they got to stop giving – for the Nuggets, they got to stop giving their fans heart attacks. That's back-to-back times in which you're going to overtime against rebuilding teams. the Nets aren't exactly a competitive team, but in fairness to them, they upset the Milwaukee Bucks, which came out of left field. And Nuggets, they got to stop with these heart attacks still.
Yeah, you would think early in the year maybe we see this, but Nuggets' record wants to be better than it actually is. We'll see if they'll improve on that going forward, but I agree with you. As Mark Leiter Jr. now will be the new pitcher of record, starting the seventh. Drowning there with you on the call alongside Alec Nava as we switched off. We'll do so again in the eighth, and we'll continue to do so. We need extras here. Game is still in that kind of breath. Will Smith has a home run. Hey, you have Austin Wells with a home run. Catchers on both sides hitting tanks. It's not usually the norm, especially now for Wells, but he took that one deep off of a pretty cool bat flip, as Alec mentioned. That was pretty nice, as it's 2-1 now against Smith.
The Will Smith, maybe he needs a response here. Would it be a walk or a base hit? Something for the Dodgers if they want to spark this comeback, because they had the momentum early, but now they need there are 9 more outs for them.
You turn this lineup over one more time in the seventh with runners on base with Betts and Freeman again. That might be enough for the Yankees to really worry. This is inside and does not draw the walk. Will Smith will have to wait on a 3-2.
That looked very close.
That was inside toward the hip, and it looked like that should have been a strike. Here's a full count, and could have been a walk. Now it turns into a strikeout for Leiter. He'll definitely take it.
You'll definitely take it in more ways than one. You throw 2 balls towards both edges of the lines on the sides, you got yourself a quality strikeout there, completely fooling out Will Smith on this sequence.
So Freddie Freeman and Will Smith at 343 and 364 feet respectively both would not be a home run at Dodger Stadium, but that's what we talk about the Yankee Stadium. Sometimes it gives and takes away. That time it gave, and it's home runs on the side, but the Yankees still have a 6-4 lead as Tommy Edman in the 9-hole gets an opportunity on a 0-1 count.
Home run give him, home run take him.
Yeah.
When you look at the alignment of the charts at Dodger Stadium and Yankee Stadium, it's very different.
Yeah, it is. It almost seems unfair, but that's one of those things in baseball that makes it very interesting because these stadiums are not uniform. When you think about the NHL, the NBA, NFL, that's pretty much uniform 1-to-1. But in Major League Baseball, that's what makes it unique.
I mean, it's the little details that matter here.
2-1 count now for Edman. Curveball way up high, make it 3-1.
Oh, I was curious on why he showed one on a 1-1 count with their bases empty.
Yeah, I don't want to see Tommy Edman do much of that. The last time that happened, the runner got hosed out at home plate just the other day. I'd love to see Tommy swing, but he's not going to get an opportunity to do that. So it should have been back-to-back walks for Will Smith and Edman. Will Smith punches out, and now Edman will draw his with Ohtani due up.
Well, now with Ohtani up, it could give the Dodgers the moment that they need if they were to go ahead or tie it.
Single in the fifth for Ohtani. I know he's dealing with the injury, but if he can take away the pain on one swing and hit a tank, Ohtani would be one of the guys, even with an injury, that I expect to do it. He's got his full New Balance gear. He's got all those commercials, $700 million just from the Dodgers, as it's 0-1. Big swing for Ohtani. Doesn't find the cutter. Make it 0-2.
All those commercials, the contract they signed, he's going to be paid a lot of money in these next 20 years. The I say 20 because of the deferred money.
That is absolutely incredible, and that's how you want to do it. You just get paid right into your retirement. No home runs last 24 at-bats for Ohtani, but he is nursing an injury. Toss over to Edman first, still waiting on the 0-2.
Well, no home runs this last 24 at-bats. This may be something that he needs to get here. It's all Yankee Stadium's on their feet.
We'll see what Showtime can do. Again, he's dangerous in any count, but it is really hard to kind of pull off that elbow that arm and drive and get power. This one way outside, and thankfully Wells able to make the catch. That would have put Edman to second, make it 1-2.
That's what gets you good defensive play from Austin Wells. Even with the throws outside, he makes the read very nicely.
Yeah, you got to be able to do that. You can't afford to give up a wild pitch at this point in the game, especially with Edman, because he's always a threat on the base paths. 1-2. Again, Edman goes, and they can't get the tag in time. So Edman steals second.
Not only with the bad throw, but also the throw was not in time, and Tommy Edman able to take another bag. So there is the moniker, Tommy Two Bags. And it was aided by another bad throw from Mark Leiter Jr. And that was a way off throw. Volpe wasn't able to handle it. That ball may have had too much steam on it.
Yeah, no chance for Anthony Volpe there. He tried to make it as close as he could. It's a 2-2 count against Ohtani. This one spiked in the dirt. Again, that is a very good block for Austin Wells because Edman could have took third if that one went away. But as it is, it's a full count now against Ohtani. You got to go after him here. And Luke Weaver now starting to get warm.
My only question is, why?
That's what they're doing now. We'll see, Alec. This one, as Ohtani keeps it alive, he gets a bat on it. It was low. It's still a full count, but I agree because Luke Weaver at some point, all these guys, Jake Cousins, Weaver, all of them are getting taxed way too much.
I mean, you usually want to have Weaver be the guy that could get the save. I'm not sure why he's warming up now when you have guys like Tommy Kahnle at your disposal.
Ohtani going to use his timeout and disengagement. Runners in scoring position today, 1 for 5 for the Dodgers, 2 for 10 for the Yankees. So the beat of pain goes on, but the Yankees still up 6-4. Ohtani offers. Butterfly swings at a pitch way outside the zone, and it's 2 outs.
I don't think he should have gone after that one. He chased the ball that was well out of his reach, but come on, you got to pay better attention to the pitches, which way it is going. Oh, that one had a nice curve toward the right side. It was a breaking ball, an off-speed pitch, a splitter that can get a batter pulled out.
Looked like he winced a little bit after that one. Bullpen carousel continues. Weaver going to try to get the last out when we come back. Top 7.
Now, Weaver's in. You wonder if that Tim Hill usage of just 5 pitches is going to loom large in this game, which I feel it may be, given that not only is Weaver going to be tasked with at least 3 outs, maybe even 4, but now you have a different pitcher outside of Weaver who is going to have to get the same situation if the Yankees get this in a tight game. Probably Kahnle could be your guy if you're wanting to get the same situation, but usually you want Weaver as your go-to guy for game to save.
So we're just hoping maybe in the 9th, if you're a Yankees fan, that the change-up master comes out and finishes the job.
Oh, yeah, that's what you're hoping for.
Because that's what it certainly seems to be shaping up to be, as it'll be Mookie Betts and then Freddie Freeman. And the main thing now, it's only one more out to get in the 7th. Weaver's got to get Mookie Betts because if you bring up Freddie Freeman, I don't care where it is, you got runners on base. This game is probably going to turn at worst into a tie for the Dodgers. So this is a big out to get for Weaver against Mookie.
Yeah, for sure. And up against a guy like Mookie, you cannot afford to give up a game-time home run here.
So we're going to go for the commercial break right now. I'm just getting the last bit of notes typed in before we get set up here. It's a 6-4 lead for the Yankees. Again, this is the breakout because the last couple of games have been 4-2 results for the Dodgers. It's been Flaherty, Yamamoto, and Beeler that have been absolutely excellent as those starters. And then we kind of had a bullpen day today. Kasperius wasn't too bad for the Dodgers, but we know what they're going to try to do for games 5, 6, and 7 should it get there. As far as what's guaranteed, Alec already mentioned this. We will be back for Game 5. I may or may not do Game 6 depending how I'm feeling because of the Waterford Sharks assignment on Saturday, but I will not be able to cover Game 7. So we'll see. We will get Game 5 in. If the Dodgers win it, we won't have to worry about it.
the basketball side, it is overtime. Again, the Nuggets, this time it's 144-139 over the Brooklyn Nets. And we do have our first triple-double this season from Jokic, 29, 18, 16.
My goodness, Alec. 29, 18, 16?
Yeah, I mean, oh, yeah, that's it. That's the right word to describe it. My goodness.
I don't know why I should even feel like I'm surprised, but he just does it all the time. You could make the argument that Jokic could have already been robbed of one MVP. He's been the best player in the NBA for years now.
Yeah, I mean, the year in which he won it all.
So Luke Weaver, 10 games in this postseason, big leverage up out here, top 7 against Mookie. 6-4 Yankees. And Mookie will sky one. He'll stay alive here. It's 1-1.
4 saves and 6 opportunities, giving up just 3 earned runs thus far throughout this postseason run. Ever since he stepped into the closer role, he's been a revelation. He did redeem himself from his past miscues in the team's past.
1-1 count against Mookie. If not, Freddie's going to reach here. Big swing for Betts. He went for the downs at a high left fastball. It was in the zone. He just didn't time it. Make it 1-2.
And he played Darth Vader breathing after he got the first strike. And normally he played the Death Star loading up when there's a second strike on a 2-out count.
We'll see what loads up now. Betts, half-hearted offer. He did not go. It is 2-2. I think that one was pretty close.
Seemingly. Oof.
I think you could make the argument there upon my second look that he did go, but it is 2-2 with 2 outs. Mookie, pitch clock down to 1. He swings and misses on high heat, and Weaver does the job.
Well, that first one was so close. A picture-perfect catch, as Mookie did not reach on that first one, but the second time around, clearly missed on one in which he felt like he had right in the bag. But nope, it was at the top the entire way, and the noise prevails here at Yankee Stadium. So the Dodgers down to their last 6 outs. They need to get these next 3 in the 7th inning.
Yeah, the best case scenario, Alec, as you mentioned, Freddie Freeman will be leading off by himself by the time you switch back over to the 8th. It'll be Judge, Chisholm, and Stanton, 3, 4, 5 due up as you get set to stretch.
No matter what, you just walk Stanton.
If we get to that point where there's 2 outs, that might be the only disagreement that I have with you, but yes, Stanton has been dangerous. If you do get to the point where there's runners on the base paths, then absolutely yes. You walk Giancarlo Stanton here. Aaron Judge, I hope what isn't lost in all of this, even though he doesn't have a hit, he's been on base 3 times. This has been his best game. They don't ask you how many hits you get or home runs and all that. Just get on base, try to be productive. He's done that in Game 4.
Ironically, the best game that he has played in this World Series. Even if he doesn't have a hit, he scored a run. He has the speed with him as well. But it is the running that matters. He did walk. He was hit by a pitch, but a fielding error by Tommy Edman is what got him onto the base. It didn't count as a hit, but he reached base safely on that fielding error by Edman.
Yes, he did. And we'll see now if Judge can find a way to continue to get on base and then leverage that into tomorrow. Again, we will be back with you in this 2-3-2 format Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week for games 3, 4, and 5, should it be needed. And then we will see what happens on Friday. I might try to get that call in if I can, but Saturday is definitely out. That would be Game 7. I don't think we will need to get that far. If this was the game that the Yankees were going to get, the bullpen day would make sense. But again, as we talked about alongside Alec and I, that probably should have won Game 1. And I know you think about Walker Buehler, but he hadn't pitched that much over the last 3 years. I know the World Series numbers have been excellent, but you really feel like they should have done some damage against Walker.
You think, given that he's at a regular season that has been really up and down, and the NLDS wasn't faring any better. The NLCS, that's when he looked at his best, even though he lasted just 4 innings. Now in the World Series, he did last 5 innings, but he was lights out for the most part in that World Series game yesterday.
Yeah, we'll see how it continues. Again, it would have to go a little bit longer for him to get another chance in the starting side of it. But we do think games 1, 2, and 3 starters would be the same for 5, 6, and 7 now, should we get that far. So tomorrow we would have to look forward to Flaherty and Cole should we need it. I don't think Alec and I are going to fawn away from the chance to watch that starting matchup again because that was really good in game 1. That was the best game of the series and probably one of the best all-time games ever of a World Series.
Right with you there, John.
So hopefully just a few more commercials now as I'm running out of things to say. There's been long commercials here as we get set there for some old Yankees highlights. Again, we mentioned Yogi Berra, Duke Snider, Mickey Mantle, and the mix between the Dodgers, Brooklyn Dodgers at that time as well. We're in New Yankee Stadium, 6-4 lead for New York against LA. They need this one, try to extend it. Again, the game recap is this. Freddie Freeman, a home run in 6 straight games. Anthony Volpe, go-ahead grand slam in the 3rd. We will see if that will continue to hold. Austin Wells, home run in the 6th. That is why we sit at a 6-4 game.
6 straight home runs for Freddie Freeman in the World Series in as many games, but Anthony Volpe's go-ahead grand slam was the one that put them in front. The Yankees have not relinquished that lead ever since. The Dodgers, they just need 3 runs to take the lead, give them time. We don't know, but if this is going to happen, but anything can happen just yet. 8 times it was Utah 3-0 series lead the World Series. 24 teams have taken that. 21 ended in sweeps. 3 of them ended in 5 games.
Yeah, and teams that have taken a 3-0 lead have never lost 27-0. Again, we're not anticipating anything like that. We're not hinting at anything like that in between Edmonton and Florida for the Stanley Cup Finals either that we got. I am surprised that Knack is still out there right now as he's 44 pitches into his day. He's going to get bottom 7, at least for what's there right now, as Judge takes strike 1.
I am too surprised that Knack is staying out there. I think they're putting the emphasis on long reliever. So probably if the Dodgers end up losing this game, Dave Roberts is going to see this as a throwaway game.
Yeah, he is. And again, if you're going to see it as a throwaway game, as we talked about, you have to commit to that idea. It certainly seems like that's the case. Regardless, the Dodgers have made this a game as it's only 6-4. Aaron Judge only 1 official at-bat. He'll be grounded out, but he was hit by a pitch. He walked. He's reached on an error as well as 94. We'll split the plate, make it 2-2.
They've seen these pitches better here as time goes along against the Dodgers. I think he's playing with more confidence that he has had here at Yankee Stadium.
So home run leaders since 2017, Judge with 311, Kyle Schwarber about 265. And Schwarber is one of my favorite players to watch because it's home run, walk, or nothing. But that tells you how much of a commanding lead Judge has. He will swing at a curveball. This one just shy of the warning track. Kike will make the catch.
The second official at-bat, and Kike said no to that, as it was over at center spot, exact center field. So still Aaron Judge is yet to break through so far. Nothing as of late for him.
No, it's not. And again, it does look a little troubling here, but I think, Alec, we can both agree that this is probably the best swings that he's shown you in a while. I know reaching also helps, but Judge at least looks to be making contact with the baseball.
At least it's progress for him.
That's all I can say, just to try to be as nice as I can. It's a 1-pitch out now for Jazz Chisholm. Shell will fly to left. Now I don't even think you have to entertain walking Giancarlo Stanton here. Dave Roberts. We'll see what he wants to do. It looked like he was motioning for something, but I think that was just away from the camera shot. So it is Knack against Stanton, and the first slider misses low. It's 1-0.
I will admit defeat on the debate of where you want Stanton here or not. Oh, you got me on that.
You're definitely right, Alec. I thought you were right in the conversation. I was just saying if it got the 2 outs, I'm probably not even going to entertain it, but maybe Knack is because it's a 2-0 count. You just don't want to mess around trying to get extra runners on base at this point. Stanton, I'll sky it back, foul him on the catcher's side, make it 2-1.
So probably you test him here, or maybe you just throw 4 pitches in which you're not intending for it to be thrown outside. Don't make it look obvious, but just throw it slightly outside so that Stanton has a harder time locating it.
Yeah, you called it perfectly. That's exactly what happened there on a slider at 3-1 at 86, just the outside block, just to the left. That's where he previously punched out last time. This was a mistake pitch, but it's driven to the track. Teoscar Hernandez fields it on a knee, and the Yankees go quietly.
So no worse for wear. The Dodgers, both bullpens are doing the job as of late. And no, Nat has had a little hiccup, but nonetheless, he's going smoothly as the long reliever on the line, drive through left, right on the spot for Teoscar. He didn't have to move, nor did they have to chase that one down. So we're still wondering who is still going to be up here. I believe Weaver is still going to be the man of record up against Freddie, Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, and Max Muncy. I would believe perhaps Freeman gets on base and then Teoscar launches one if the Dodgers were to tie this one up.
I was just going to ask you that, so I'll lean into that for a moment, Alec. Do you think the Dodgers, do you think they'll tie it up?
Perhaps. I think perhaps. I'm not saying they will or they will not. I'm just saying there's a possibility that they do.
Yeah, the possibility is not zero.
It's not zero, but it is right there.
Yeah, I agree.
It's possible, but I think I'll say with how good Luke Weaver's been, I'll go 40% no, actually 60% no, 40% yes, and that 40% being about their batting reputation.
Yeah, batting reputation and maybe being a little bit overworked here, because again, as you mentioned, it's only the 8th. You're going to get set to call that over, and for Luke Weaver, I think you want to do your best to attack the strike zone. Again, that's what all relievers want to do, but you got to keep that pitch count down because it certainly seems like Luke Weaver, if there's a game 5, he's probably going to get used tomorrow again.
And that's not what you want if you're Luke Weaver, if you're a pitcher on the bullpen. Because if I'm Aaron Boone, I would want to stay as far away from Jake Cousins right now, given that how often he's been used up. Clay Holmes has been utilized in every game. Jake Cousins in the first 3 games. So I don't think Cousins should be an option in the 9th inning should you go to him.
No, he's thrown an extended amount of pitches, too much for my liking, about 30, 35 at times. He definitely needs the off day. Hell, the Yankees probably wish that this wasn't a 2-3-2 format. I know that would mean that they'd have to go back to the Dodgers, but they're probably wishing for a day off.
So maybe you're taking the 2-2-1-1-1 format.
That's what I'm thinking because this Yankees bullpen's been kind of overworked.
I would think too.
So we'll see if we ever get back to that. I don't think we will because of travel, but I was just thinking the Yankees probably wishing for that because Aaron Boone has been kind of throwing a stick of dynamite into some of these relievers. But as it is, they got a 6-4 lead. Alec's going to get set to take the 8th here shortly as Freddie Freeman will do battle against Luke Weaver.
He has 6 home runs in as many games and all consecutively in the World Series that dates back to Game 5 of 2021 when he was with the Atlanta Braves. And among the most home runs in the regular season since 2017, the top is Aaron Judge. Second place is Kyle Schwarber. Third place, Matt Olson, who replaced Freddie Freeman in Atlanta once Freeman left for the Los Angeles Dodgers. First pitch for Freeman is on the right line on the fastball from Weaver.
Yeah, you think in between Freddie Freeman and Matt Olson, if you go there from the Dodgers to Atlanta, that's kind of a win-win trade. You never like to lose Freddie Freeman, but they didn't exactly lose with Matt Olson either.
do no wrong either way. Woof. That ball was spiked 1-1 and bounced off the plate.
Yeah, that would have been something if we were back in the seventh and Betts was still there, because that absolutely was spiked. No chance to make that catch.
10 RBI in this World Series. That's the most in Dodger history. He's setting records here, Freddie. Freeman. 1-1. That is outside. And Austin Wells wanted to check the swing at first base. Freeman did not go. 2-1.
I know I'm not too far ahead in the vision, but I wouldn't be surprised if Freddie Freeman wants to try to take a big swing here.
Yeah, me neither. He wants another one. Oh, he did want another one. He went outside this time around. It's 2-2 as he missed.
See, the times that Freddie Freeman's been able to hit home runs, those have been high and inside. That's what I saw from yesterday after the post game. That's where you want to stay away from.
2-2 pitch. Up in the air. To center field. Aaron Judge steps up. He will cut off Anthony Volpe. And Freeman's put away.
Well, anytime you can put away Freddie Freeman at this point in the World Series, that's a sigh of relief.
At this point, if I'm a Yankee pitcher, just put the four fingers. Don't even think of pitching to Freddie Freeman.
We'll see what Teoscar Hernandez can do, Alec. I know you mentioned that as far as the possibility. He's going to need some runners on base behind him here. Teoscar 1 for 3 in this game.
He has that one hit. Can he do it again against Luke Weaver, who's been practically near unbeatable? Take strike one. Perfect pitch for Weaver on that bottom left corner. That faked out Teoscar. Yankees lead 6-4. The last shot from Austin Wells. He skied into right field. 0-1. Oh, he swung and missed on that one. 0-2 count. Switch up from the cut fastball to the four-seam fastball. Bases empty. Top of the 8th. 1 out. Weaver's still going.
Yeah, it seems like Teoscar and Freddie in their last couple of bats trying to hit a 2-run home run with nobody on base.
Yeah, you would believe. And they were batting like they have no runner, and they have a runner on base. And that's fouled to right on the cutter. It still remains an 0-2 count, so Teoscar stays alive for the next pitch. So be Weaver's 14th.
Should anything with Teoscar reach here as a switch back up into the notes, it will be Max Muncy, who has been quiet. I know he can provide some support, but he's going to need to get it going too. The Dodgers still have a chance here.
The 0-2 is downstairs, and of note, they still have a chance because here's the note. Teoscar has a 407 batting average against the Yankees this season. That includes postseason games.
Absolutely deadly. Again, he signed that 1-year deal to go in the middle of the order and bet on himself. And Teoscar's done a darn good job this year.
He has. This one fouled off of Austin Wells and took a bounce off his chest plate. No worse for wear as he steps off the plate and checks in with the home plate umpire.
So at least the fans so far have had something to cheer about. They got rained on a little bit, but then Anthony Volpe brought the rain with the biggest shot as it's 6-4 Yankees.
Yeah, Doug Eddings checked in with Teoscar. See what this next pitch provides here for Luke Weaver on Teoscar. Dodgers have 5 outs to go to tie or at least take the lead here at Yankee Stadium. Game 4, World Series. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Here's the changeup, the Tommy Kaling pitch.
Absolutely. And again, you kind of copy what you see there for Weaver. He's having to get to the heart of this order right now. Strikes out Freddie, strikes out Hernandez. Pretty good work so far for Weaver in this 8th.
And now you get to Max Muncy. These Yankee fans all fired up. They want to see tomorrow. Well, maybe there'll be another step towards tomorrow. Now Max takes this outside on ball 1. Outside the top right corner.
Batting just 182 in the postseason. 3 home runs, 5 RBI with a walk in this game.
Weaver's still going. He's got 4 out. He's got 3 outs already. Dead center on a fastball. As Muncy did it off for at it. 1-1. walk in the fourth inning. You want to believe that he can get another big shot here for the Yankees to at least get them some sort of signs of life. 19 pitch from Weaver. They're going to call it a strike. It looked like Muncy didn't go, but they're going to call it a strike looking.
Yeah, that's Doug Eddings' worst call of the day there. That one was not close, high and outside.
That's not even close. That didn't look to be a strike the entire way. And Muncy really is some sort of a disagreement, but the Yankees fans will take that very friendly call. Weaver, 1-2 pitch on the way. Outside right. Change up 88. Evens it up a 2. So Weaver at exactly 20 pitches. Could this be the last throw that he makes to Muncy? Let's just wait and see. This next will be his 21st pitch. Pitch clock is down to 1. There's one on the way. Swing and a miss. Good hang of a changeup this time around. He went with a fastball, but nonetheless, it looked like the pitch clock ran out. He just got off on time and throws a perfect dot.
Striking out the side, Freeman, Hernandez, Muncy says, take that with a high fastball. Perfect inning there for Weaver. That's exactly what they needed. Who closes this ninth? Again, we talked about it. It might be Tommy Canley. It looks like Honeywell now will get the rest of this one here for the Dodgers, according to ESPN Box.
I would believe it is Canley getting the save situation for the Yankees. He got one save so far. That's his first save in years for Canley. Years.
I agree with you. I think that's what they're going to have to go with. I don't think you push any more there for Weaver. Looked like he emptied the gas tank anyway, striking out the side. That was pretty phenomenal to watch. Yankees just trying to get to it tomorrow, and maybe they are 20 minutes or so to being able to try to force a Game 5. There really hasn't been anything for the Yankees to grasp onto, Alec. I know I covered Game 1 with you. You covered Game 2, and then we worked Game 3 together. There really wasn't anything that I saw for the Yankees to believe that they were going to win the game. And I said that, going against Walker Buehler, they probably should have scored some runs, or they didn't do anything with Garrett Cole in Game 1. They pulled him too soon. And then you have to win this game as the Dodgers are committing to a bullpen day. You can't get swept.
Absolutely not. Because getting swept will be the ultimate form of humiliation for the Yankees. You need to win this one and close things out. It doesn't matter if you keep Weaver in, which I think would be a mistake, but you got to, no matter who the pitcher is in the ninth, you got to get the win here and then force a Game 5 tomorrow. Which hopes are for winning this World Series aren't too high for the Yankees, especially considering all the stuff that happened the first 3 games. But at least you want to get at least some momentum your way, no matter if it is for Game 5 or if it is for next season.
If I have to take a slight projection, you can take this the other way or not, or you can agree or disagree, Alec, but I would have to think if the Yankees win this one, they're probably favored to win tomorrow with Garrett Cole against Flaherty.
Then again, they were favored in Game 1 with Garrett Cole against Jack Flaherty. So everything about pitching matchups is volatile. We don't know what to expect from the pitching matchups. So there's that going for the Dodgers. But then again, Cole is one of the best pitchers, not only for the Yankees, but also in the league, considering that he is a top-notch ace for them. And here's the first pitch for Brent Honeywell. It's a bouncer collected by Freddie Freeman, and Honeywell arrives there on time. So right on cue, Rizzo is put away.
That's what you like to see. 1 pitch, 1 out. We'll see what happens here as Volpe will be the next to do battle.
I find it interesting that Brent Honeywell is one of the few pitchers in the league that can throw a screwball.
Really? I did not know that. I hope that I get to see a couple.
Well, I did see some myself in the few times I covered the Dodgers throughout. Of note, I also want to throw in another wild stats. So far in this postseason, every game in which I covered the Dodgers, they won.
Wow. Okay. So there you go. I guess you're bringing the Dodger Blues some luck here. Well, they need a couple runs. They need a shutdown inning from Honeywell.
I don't want to have it be the announcer, James John, because if this is the first postseason game I cover and have the Dodgers lose, then the luck may be running out. But maybe the luck could be back here tomorrow. 1-1 count. So far, no screwballs, but we saw a fastball and a slider.
Well, we also need the World Series to get extended a little bit. Nobody wants to see a sweep unless you're a diehard Dodgers fan.
2-1 count. I know some Dodger fans are patiently waiting around. Well, I know Jason is for once. Oh, check swing at first. They're going to say got him. Slider. It was so close at that bottom left corner side for Anthony Volpe, but he just reached, and Doug Eddings confirmed it. 2-2 count. Honeywell going up against Volpe. Honeywell bounced around several teams this season, including the Padres and the Pirates. Oh, did he get a piece of that ball? They're going to say he did get a piece of that ball. Honeywell thought he struck him out.
I think we're going to still continue on. That was awfully close. I had to take an extra look myself.
I was with Honeywell there. I thought Volpe struck out that time around, and I was basically confused. That thing should have been a strikeout, but to each their own, I think. 2-2 still to count off that foul tip. The pitch. Line drive through left. Down. Shy of Teoscar. Volpe wants to try for second base. On his way to throw. The ball was knocked loose off the hand.
That's a great call by you, Alec. I'm wondering if they're going to make sure at second base. That was a bomb throw for Teoscar yet again. If they get that one clean, he should be out. I'm looking at a secondary camera, and Volpe looked like he was hurt trying to slide in. But right now, he's got a double.
Yeah, that looked to sting a lot. That was the catcher. What the throw got on time for Gavin Lux, but the ball was knocked loose on the attempted tag. You have to secure it the entire way when making a tag. I think had he held on to that one, I think that Volpe would have been tossed out.
Yeah.
First pitch, though, is a foul ball by Austin Wells. He had a home run last time around.
I know they'll show this on Fox. I didn't know this either. At 25 years old, he's the youngest Yankees catcher ever to hit a home run in the World Series.
25 years old, we're at 9 days as well. So there's your note there. 0-1 pitch is downstairs for Honeywell. And it's a fastball. That first one, which was a foul ball. There you go, John. You see a screwball.
Yeah, I didn't see a ton of movement on it yet. If he throws a couple more, then I get a chance to kind of see what it looks like.
1-1 on this pitch count. See what Honeywell has to offer. That's a changeup. 87, which is 2 to right. Count is 2-1. Well, still going. Looking at that number 15 signage, the 16, the 32. All of these retired numbers are part of Yankee history. Only one single-digit number is up for use for the Yankees, and that's the number 0. Disengagement used, and Volpe retreats back to second.
Yeah, you got to take an extra look at Anthony Volpe again. Not afraid to use his legs. We talk about him and Chisholm that have been able to kind of drive some of that speed on the base paths. And Austin Wells already has a home run in this game.
There's a changeup, which is to the right. It's a 3-1 count. So it's 2 consecutive changeups and a fastball and a screwball. 6 runs by the Bronx Rompers tonight. The first 3 games had 7 combined, so a bounce back was due for them. Didn't think it was like this. Fastball, bottom right. Count is full. And on deck is Alex Verdugo, unless there is a double play. That is essentially a line him out, throw him out, like what we saw previously. Payoff. Up high. It's a screwball. And Will Smith looks at this. Is it in play? It hits the netting.
Yeah, I was going to say, fortunate, I think, Alec, that it did hit the netting, because I almost could have swore that he misplayed that one as we press on with a full count against Wells.
And with Verdugo on deck, Aaron Boone Many questions to ask and even answer this offseason. No matter the result, if the Yankees lose either tonight or tomorrow, unless there's the improbable, doing what hasn't been done since 2004 when the Red Sox mounted the comeback against them. Payoff. That's a walk. The screwball is low, and that's Wells on board at first. Double play is up for grabs for the Dodgers, which can help them.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one because with Alex Verdugo, I know he had the 2-run shot to make it a 4-2 game last night in the Dodgers' victory, try to make it closer. But I think Verdugo has been pretty good at the bottom of this order, and Honeywell hasn't exactly shown relief just yet. We'll see what he can do.
And the fans are going crazy here at Yankee Stadium at the Bronx. They're pumped up, and they want to have another game, and they may be trending towards that. 14 pitches in for Honeywell. He's a long reliever, which can help them. First pitch on the way. At the bottom right corner on the fastball for Honeywell. So Verdugo gets called for strike one.
Both managers tense right now. They're looking on, and these Fox camera shots, this game's still hanging in the balance.
Honeywell 15 pitches in. A disengagement used by him as he looks back at Anthony Volpe. So it's very rare to see a throw to second base on a disengagement attempt, but we saw that last year with Jordan Montgomery. Throw to third, safe as Volpe. He steals third base, and second base is stolen too.
The good old double steal. I haven't seen that one in a while as Volpe gets a jersey full of dirt. Now that moves the runners an extra 90 feet. A single could score 2.
Right on cue, a double steal as soon as Austin Wells saw Volpe take up. He decided to take notes at that.
As he should, because Volpe's got that kind of speed. You're not going to be able to get him out unless you want to go ahead and get the extra 90 feet. Smart decision on the double steal.
0-2 count against Verdugo. 1 out. It is pitch. It is foul to left. It's the third pitch. Fastball, slider, fastball. That's been the combination so far in this sequence against Verdugo. And what can really help the Dodgers here is a pop out shallow.
That's what that's what they need right now, Alec.
And you saw another screwball. It is to the right though. But you need a pop out which is shallow that can hold the runners at bay. Don't get Volpe going home. That's the last thing you need if you're LA.
Yeah, again, it's a 2-run game. The third run here would be an absolute killer. That's what Honeywell is going to try to have to induce, something shallow.
He swung on a changeup. He hit it. He fouled it. That's safe to make it. Otherwise, he should have not gone at that one.
No, and some of these ones here that we're seeing on the screwball now, as they get the first look at Honeywell this year, they're just missing too far out of the zone to not even entice these guys to want to take a swing. You got to get a little bit closer there to make them even think about it.
They also tried to, oh my goodness, Verdugo, he just jumped out the way that one. It stays 2-2. It was going to slider.
Yeah, the ball is missing all over the place. Up, down, left, right, off speed, inside, whatever it is. It's all over the place right now for Honeywell. This is still a good chance for him to get out of it as Spike Lee looks on.
Honeywell on the 2-2. And Verdugo shouldn't have fouled that one up. He should have just taken ball 3. And meanwhile, you've got no score between the Kings and Sharks. Halftime, it is 51-47. The New Orleans Pelicans winning over the Steph Curry-less Golden State Warriors.
Hopefully that's just a minor injury.
Hopefully, because it didn't seem to look good at first. 2-2. Yet another foul ball. Boy, can he swing that for days.
Now, Alex Verdugo is just trying to make emergency hacks right now. Just make contact. It's bottom 8, 2-2. Yankees trying to make sure they take one game in this World Series. Is making Honeywell work.
One game at a time. And the best case and the best use of action here is we have another foul ball of this sequence. The best case of action here for the Dodgers, their best news, they haven't used up their highest leverage arms.
Nope. And again, we talked about that throughout this broadcast, and Dave Roberts, whether he was going to punch that button or not and commit to it, he didn't use any of his big guns. So if they can win this game or not, they'll be set up for Game 5 if they need it.
That's the 10th pitch of this sequence, and already you have not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 foul balls.
Sounding like LeBron James, Mr. Alec Nava.
You know I had to pull that one out. 2-2 on the way. Ground ball. This is going to score Volpe to throw home. Not in time. Anthony Volpe and the Yankees one more inning away from a Game 5.
I know what the idea is there on the second base side in the mix there with Gavin Lux. You want to get the runner at home because you got a ground ball. Problem is, you got Anthony Volpe at third base who's going to go right in off of contact and has elite speed. You don't get that out. It's a 7-4 game with 1 out rather than just 2 outs. That's not pretty costly there, and Gleyber Torres could drive the nail in the coffin right here.
It's 7-4 thanks to Alex Verdugo and Honeywell, a long reliever, is still at the mound here. So I feel that more and more that we're seeing this game, it could be that throwaway game for Dave Roberts and company. 1-0, as this is outside left corner on the low side.
I know you said you saw Honeywell before right now, Alec, but he's just not fooling the Yankees bats with any of his arsenal.
No, it's a foul ball back. I know I can throw in another long reliever here, but if you're looking at a long reliever, how about if you can get into the likes of, if they're healthy, Bobby Miller, Michael Grove, they could have been up for grabs if they were healthy. I know Miller has been struggling this year, but Grove, if he's healthy, he could be someone that you can bring up. The 1-1 to Torres. High fly ball right field. It's still going towards the front row. Gleyber Torres. He wants the Game 5 tomorrow. And the Yankees, another step towards that Game 5. It's 10-4.
Call off the dogs now, and the Yankees aren't going to do it. They made Honeywell pay. Again, we talked about it. That extended at-bat, Alex Verdugo continuing to work. I get the notice there during the color side that they're just not fooling the Yankees bats. Gleyber gets a fastball up. He likes it, drives it out to right field. 10-4 Yankees.
They were not fooled one bit by Honeywell's pitches. And this is the danger here of getting your long relievers, especially those who are lower leverage relievers. Honeywell fits into that category. Juan Soto on the plate, 0 for 3 tonight, but 2 more outs, and the Dodgers, they can just burn the tapes. 1-0 pitch to Soto. Foul this one out. I feel, get your act together right, just prepare for tomorrow, and then you can think about clinching this one. But take it 1 inning at a time if you're the Dodgers.
Yeah, you have to, because again, we talk about the possibility that Garrett Cole could outduel Jack Flaherty. It was pretty much even until the Freddie Freeman heroics in Game 1. That was an instant classic game. But I doubt we see Honeywell ever again.
Yeah, I would doubt it too. 2-1 pitch is on its way. Big swing and a miss. And that screwball pulled out Juan Soto that time.
Yeah, that is an equalizer a little bit when you can locate it, as Soto does a couple extra jumps to try to get back in and comfortable in the batting box.
Count is full now. There's another screwball. Soto decided not to go after that. But the longer these sequences go, the more comfortable the batters at the plate are. We saw with Verdugo in a sequence that went 11 pitches with 6 foul balls.
I know this is something small. I know the audience could probably laugh at this, but Soto will give at least Judge another opportunity after the Gleyber Torres home run. If he gets a chance to get another elongated at bat, maybe that could wake up something in for Aaron Judge, who had a decent game. I know he doesn't have any hits, but he was on base 3 times. That's the last thing you want to see, is Judge trying to get comfortable with some of these long at bats if he gets another chance.
Yeah, I don't also want to put this as a parallel, but the first 3 games of the Stanley Cup Final that we covered this year, they were all close games and Panther victories. The first 3 games of this World Series, all close games, Dodger victories. Game 4, Oilers blow out the Panthers. Game 4, Yankees are blowing out the Dodgers. Now, I'm not saying that these are parallels, and I'm not saying that we'll see a Game 7 here, but nonetheless, the Yankees, they want to get some momentum for Game 5 tomorrow. I'm not saying the Yankees will win Game 5 in a tight game tomorrow, but nonetheless, it will be a dream if the Yankees force a Game 7 all the way back.
I like where your head's at, Alec, and you know that's what Aaron Boone and company and all the players are thinking. You want to get something convincing to feel good about, and that drove Edmonton to the next few more victories. So I like where your head's at.
Fair ball right field, and indeed, we're talking about driving to Game 5. How about a Juan Soto double?
Yankees fans going crazy. You know, those beers, popcorn, seltzers, whatever they're using right now, that costs a lot of money, and they're just spreading it all around the fans like a rock concert.
They're just throwing it all around. No matter who the announcer is, you got to appreciate the moments that Yankees fans, they want to get thrown up. If this is the spark of a comeback, we don't know if they're going to have a successful, but say, if the Yankees do pull this out, it will be improbable or such. I mean, look at this. I mean, the Oilers, they were just 1 goal away, 2 goals away even, from pulling off a successful reverse sweep in the Stanley Cup Final. Just so close.
I want to see right now for Aaron Judge against Honeywell, Alec. Get a big swing off. I don't care if you strike out. Hit a home run. Everybody's joining in on the party. This is my shot to call. Let's see if he can do it.
Yeah, we'll see. And best of all, for the Yankees, you don't have to go to Tommy Kahnle anymore in the 9th inning. You can just go whoever and then have it stick. So now, Aaron Judge, this is his moment to shine. Now that Brandon Honeywell is in, and he has not looked good as of late. 10-4 the scoreline here. The 1-1. Wide drive through left. Down. Teoscar grabs it. Here comes the throw home. It will not get there. Soto is in. A long base hit of the biggest bat for the Yankees in this 8th inning. Where Alex Verdugo, Aaron Judge adding more soak to the wound and more insult to injury.
Well, I know what it is right now. You could throw Alec and I on the bullpen right now. We've been doing the same thing Honeywell's doing, but he's going to have to eat it here. They're not burning any other pitchers, so they're just going to keep bringing this carousel. If Honeywell can't get some outs, even Aaron Judge gets an RBI single.
Oh, see, it feels like that. It feels like that one conga line from Looney Tunes.
Yeah, it does. It's not going to stop.
Oh my goodness. They're stopping at nothing to make sure that they get a victory by any means. Oh my goodness. How is this continuing to happen for Honeywell? I get he has a screwball, but man, this is a disaster for Honeywell.
Yeah, you just took a live grenade and a stick of dynamite and you just lit it right in the middle of the field. This is igniting the Yankees bats. Right now, Jazz Chisholm's going to try to join in on the party here. I don't want to step all over you. But the sense we scored so many runs, I felt like I've had all those calls. You had some epic ones with Freddie. I guess you're getting your workout now here in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, they do like Jazz. Aaron Judge, he gets a base. 1-0 count. Maybe fielder's indifference, but Honeywell is now 41 pitches in, and he has not gotten out of this 8th inning. He only got 1 out. 41 pitches, 1 out. Make it 42 pitches on ball 1. That one didn't even come close. 2-1, actually.
Yeah, this is getting ugly here. I see Alec Tim Meza now starting to warm for this 9th. The Yankees pretty much have a 100% opportunity to finish this one off. The way that this bottom 8th has gone off the rails.
Oh, wow. Jazz got out of the way. That one, he just had to spin around and dodge that ball. telescope of how bad this has been for Honeywell. I have no words. 3-1. Oh, okay. Jazz thought that this was there for him. He thought it was ball 4, but he has to stay for one more.
I guess Doug Eddings has some dinner reservations. That's a terrible call.
I mean, Jazz thought he had that one there. So Doug Eddings, he says, "Oh, wait a minute, playa."
Alec, I mean, that was like 3 baseball widths right outside the zone.
This one, fly ball, right field. Jazz spikes it to the ground. It's not deep enough, but goodness.
Yeah, he slammed the bat.
46 pitches, only 2 outs.
Yeah, exactly. And he slammed the bat and disgusted Jazz Chisholm. And now you got Giancarlo Stanton. If we're calling for a home run to get 1 hit in a home run, this is probably the time to do it against Honeywell.
Hey, I'm not a believer in 13 being an unlucky number. Especially given that I was born on the 13th of a month. So if you want to expand it to 13-4, why not do it here?
And why not, Alec? Is the rain now starting to fall again in the Bronx?
If they had to call off the rest of this game because of rains, then I wouldn't blame the officials.
You know,
Bounce this one.
at least they could call it off so Honeywell doesn't have to pitch anymore. My goodness.
I mean, it may be just the equivalent of the mercy rule. I mean, just throw the towel, man. Throw the damn towel. Oh, the iconic line from the Rocky franchise. 2-1 for Stanton. Yet to have a home run in this game, but the damage already done here in this 8th inning. And they can be in a situation where they can just coast to tomorrow.
Yeah, there's not often that I would say this. Again, they're all major league players. That was ugly. I mean, that was just awful. I can't even imagine trying to bring in Honeywell ever again for the rest of this series. I know we're not going to see him after that. I mean, he darn near threw 50 pitches.
And only got 3 outs out of it. You only go 1 inning, throwing 50 pitches, and you only get 3 outs. Jeez, that is bad. I mean, you look at the inactive list, we have to see who they can bring up on the inactive list. I would regard that anyone could be available here. We can cross out Clayton Kershaw. You're not expected to see him for this postseason. But who I would trust to fill in a spot and set down Honeywell, hey, how about bring up Michael Grove or Edgardo Henriquez, 2 long relievers that can fill in for multiple innings, but Henriquez has seen time. How about bring him up?
Yeah, I think you have to. I think he's played his last game. I don't think you're going to. Again, I know we're not going to see him, but I do think you should just take it off the roster unless that stuff already has to be locked in, because it just makes no sense. You might as well, as bad as that was, and I hate the dog pile because the last time I say it, as bad as that was, you might as well throw in a position player.
Yeah, I mean, get a position player here. Anyone. I mean, if you remember that one time when Anthony Rizzo threw a 60-mile-an-hour ball and struck out Freddie Freeman?
He did. Yes, he did. Anthony Rizzo has some skills.
I mean, versatile.
So we'll see. But again, this game is all done now. Yankees win this one in a laugher. It really wasn't a laugher until that bottom 8. Honestly, I kept saying the Dodgers had a chance to win this one because it was going into it where it was 6-4. This was a chance. But, man, that was awful in the end. But we will get a chance now, Alec. I'll commit to one more game. I'm looking forward to the Game 5 call. Once this one's done, at least I only have to call a half inning. But it's Dodgers, Yankees, and tomorrow we'll go back to the Bronx again, and it will be Garrett Cole, and it will be Jack Flaherty. And I don't have to project too much, Alec, but I think we'll probably see much of the same from those pitchers in Game 1. I think both of them will be good.
I believe so. I think we'll have the same pitching clinic, barring any other miscues here.
That's what I'm going with, too. Again, we are just getting set to finish this one off. It'll be a quick post game. There really isn't much to talk about. We'll save our energy for tomorrow once it's all done there. But we got our final scores. The Caps, they do get the win over the Rangers. They're 6-2 so far this year. Alec mentioned they're probably going to be a playoff team. I think he's absolutely right. I didn't expect them to be this good, but you had that late run and all those other moves that they made in the offseason. But Senators 8-1 against the Blues. Blues are 5-5. It's not like they're a bad team. But that was definitely a shocker. And then another 8 spot. The Kraken went 8-2 over the Canadians, who are starting to struggle. So this will be Kike Hernandez against Tim Meza. I believe this is Tim Meza's first half inning of work at least.
Yeah, it is. Acquired from Toronto, and he is getting cleanup duty, mop-up duty here in this night video. It may be the only work that he's doing, but it was solid for what he scored.
So Meza will get the chance, and at least you get the rest. We got our wish there. We get the rest, Jake Cousins, and everything else. We're looking at Game 5 probables. We know those are locked in. So with 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts for Garrett Cole, I would think you at least go, forget 7. If he goes 1 run, you go 8 innings with Garrett Cole. You're not messing around with that bullpen. It'd be nice to actually give them a couple days off heading into the venue change if they can get that far to Friday. But at least we know we're going to have Wednesday at this point, so we'll be signed back up for that. The rain is off and on, so it really is up to the umps if they want to cancel anything, because this game is pretty much over unless Tim Meza has the same outing as Honeywell did. 95, sinker misses low, make it 2-2.
I mean, I heavily doubt that Tim Meza has the same outing as Brent Honeywell did. But given that Meza has been largely solid, I think he keeps his score big.
The last thing, Alec, I'll just say this, an 11-4 game, and I know it's not rocket scientist, but don't walk anybody. There's no need for that. You just got to throw strikes.
You have to. I mean, don't walk anyone, because that's the last thing you want to do. An 11-4 comeback isn't probable, but it can be done before. The Washington Nationals did it once before in their World Series winning year when they beat the New York Mets after entering the ninth, trailing 10-4.
Yes. Again, sometimes the unlikely stuff does happen. They keep profiling Garrett Cole now. Honestly, I am happy just to get another Game 5 to work with you, but I do want to see Garrett Cole pitch again. I'd like to see the leash get extended as we're waiting on another full count pitch, because he was as good as it gets in Game 1. Yankees should already have a win here, but looks like they're finally going to get one now. This will not end in a sweep. 3-2. This is on top of the ball. Diving stab Volpe makes the toss over. That's a good defensive play on a wet infield.
Yeah, as a Pirate fan myself, I can't wait to watch Cole pitch tomorrow. I don't care if the Yankees win or lose. I just want to have a nice outing. Probably get a longer leash. Go towards the 100 inning side of things.
Those jerseys there for Anthony Volpe is going to need some OxyClean. Looks like he's having fun in the mud. He did so with a web gem of a defensive play there.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to. I mean, he can use an OxyClean on it, or it could possibly get sold off for auction if someone decides to do that. I don't know, but he is the first player all time with 4 RBI and 2 stolen bases in a World Series game. At least.
That's awesome. Again, you have that for Freddie Freeman with all the home runs, and Volpe, game of his life really when he hit that grand slam. You know that's got to at least take some pressure off the Yankees, whether or not they win or lose or whatever else going into tomorrow. You get to avoid the sweep. This one now, played at second, no problem. Chris Taylor came in on the second pitch. He gets turned away. The Yankees 1 out away from taking this to Game 5.
And the remaining Yankees fans that stood up here are chanting, Volpe, Volpe.
And it's absolutely as they should. The shortstop of the future with the biggest moment for the Yankees try to extend their season. And it certainly looks like that's going to happen. So October 30th, and then we get to Halloween on Thursday, and then November baseball, should we have to have it on Friday. But I don't know. I really feel like the Dodgers, again, we know they're still in cruise control with a 3-1 series lead, but the Dodgers should be able to shake this one off.
They should. just burn the tapes of this one and call it a night.
Will Smith now waiting on the 1-1 as Meza tries to get through a clean ninth inning. At least the Yankees now, they're starting to slap their hands across the cell phone. They finally have something to feel good about. And that's good for them because these seats do cost a lot of money. 93 miles an hour followed straight back, make it 1-2.
Or if they want to decide not to burn the tapes, they could just keep the ones of where they succeeded here at the times in which it was a close game. But absolutely burn the tapes of that Brett Honeygold outing. Just burn them. Don't even think about doing anything else with them. Burn it.
I want to make sure he doesn't watch it as well. Just forget about it.
Anything to make sure he doesn't see it. That's humiliating.
2-2. Again, I agree with Alec. I can't say it any other way. I'd be lying to you if I said otherwise. 2-2 now for Will Smith. He'll drive one center field. Judge racing underneath. Makes the catch. And the Yankees take a dominating 11-4 victory over the Dodgers. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night and see you tomorrow indeed. No sweep for the Yankees. They force a game 5. Those game 5s where teams are down 3-0 in a World Series have not been kind to them. The 3 teams that forced a game 5 to be down 3-0 in a series, they all lost. We'll see if the Yankees can become the first team to force a game 6 after drawing 3-0. Clay Holmes the win, Daniel Hudson the loss, and the claps from everyone on the Yankees as they get their first World Series game victory since the year they won it all in 2009.
So 15 runs total scored in this game, Alec. And between the two starters that we're going to see tomorrow, over-under probably sits at 5.5. I don't think we'll even see more than that. It's going to be a lot closer of a game. Got to feel good there for number 11, Anthony Volpe. Man, he drove that grand slam. Couple stolen bases as well. 108 miles an hour off the bat. Yankees finally get something to feel good about. I'll catch up with you tomorrow, and we'll do it again.
See you tomorrow, John.
See you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that ended up being a laugher, but Anthony Volpe, he's the hero in this one. The Yankees do score 5 against Honeywell. We're never going to see him again. We burn the tapes there for the Dodgers. But it is 11-4 your final. Tomorrow is going to be another good pitching matchup. We'll repeat it from game 1, Jack Flaherty and Garrett Cole. So Alec and I will be here tomorrow for a game 5. If it does go to game 6, I may or may not call that one because of my assignment on Saturday. I do got to rest the pipes a little bit, so I hope you guys will understand. But we will see you tomorrow. You take care.